I've got bruised souls, cause I'm way gone, trying to find my way back home. Count my bones as in desert crumbs flow. I'm gonna turn all of my stones.
Rock bottom make a man and some pressure make a gemstone. Trying to put $1 to my name like Creflo. Not the boy, late to the game, it's in the blood flow. And I'm from the south, it's thick skin and tough bone. Big attitude through big lips with gusto. Trust no kings, that's why they tried to crush souls. But it's IGBO, when the dust blow, this old head be standing there. No silver, just gold. Crack no books on the hustle, I was born to grind. Yo, I'm scared of your potential, I'm adorned with mine. 30 times around the sun, man, of course I shine. My legacy will not dwarf with time. And in my daughter's eyes, it's basic, I must not say quit. Every day sees a present like a Rob St. Nick. Walk a fine line between tenacious and patient. I can't slip, I'm fighting clocks and they can't win.
I've got bruised souls, cause I'm way gone, trying to find my way back home. Count my bones as in desert crumbs flow. I'm gonna turn all of my stones. I've got bruised souls, cause I'm way gone, trying to find my way back home. Who that soldier in the mirror? Oh, oh. I'm gonna turn all of my stones.
Impeccably I flow, hardest raps you know, breaking status quo, reaping what I sow, artistry like Van Gogh. Get it from my mama, hip so thick that I need tempo. Personality, spicy body banging like a bongo. Cause black women been it since Timbuktu since Pharaoh. Sponge rollers and hot combs, lips, cheeks and brow bones. If you ain't for the culture then please stay out of my zone. These little dummy rappers could never grace my headphones. See I'm from a place in space where ain't no storytelling, you just had to have been there. If you want the battle, ain't no problem, say where. I got so much experience, I can't even play fair. But I'ma keep evolving and growing and hurting feelings and showing you need endurance to go in. I got mileage on this pen, I've been busy cause I've been out here schooling all these kids. Took 3 decades to have this glow up that I did.
I've got bruised souls, cause I'm way gone, trying to find my way back home. Count my bones as in desert crumbs flow. I'm gonna turn all of my stones. I've got bruised souls, cause I'm way gone, trying to find my way back home. Who that soldier in the mirror? Oh, oh. I'm gonna turn all of my stones. Turn all of my
you guys were checking shoes last night to see if he was barefoot. Is that still the case? Is he barefoot? Because I know on Facebook somebody posted a picture of these could be his shoes, or is that so he is presumed to be barefoot at this point?
What I can say is that his mom says all of his shoes are accounted for at the house. I'm not going to say that he's barefoot.
All right.
Allegedly!
Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Lady Freedom here coming at you with another raw narrative. Here's a brief disclaimer for tonight's show. Let's watch.
That's ignorant! Allegedly, that's ignorant! Ignorant.
Judgment, Aslı.
Boy, you read my thoughts. You've got the shinin.
You mean shining?
Shh! You wanna get sued?
Judgment, Aslı.
You just use that shin of yours to call me and I'll come a-running. But don't be reading my mind between 4 and 5. That's Willie time.
Hey, yo, Bob. I love him when he does that.
Let's watch.
Don't get me back to good bullshit.
Just going to say that, guys. I see all the love and all the green hearts in the chat. Thank you so much, Tropical Paradise, for being here for Sebastian. I really appreciate you, Bo. Thank you for the green hearts. YouTuber is here. Thanks for being here. Hey, Jen. Astrology for Mystics with Jen is here. And Holly S., thank you for being here. She's got the pigs going, right? It's Pig Fest, guys. And I even found a news clip today about Pig Fest. So I was excited to find that. And they had one from last year too. So I made sure I pulled in the right one. Little Miss Sharon, thank you so much for holding down the fort tonight. Hey, Mama Bear. Because I saw I saw you guys come in early for chat. and then I was late. So I appreciate you guys for being here. Elisa P, thanks for being here. Hey, Justice for Crystal McCrory Jones, Jana, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much. MS, good to see you. Oak Ridge Boys are playing at the Pig Fest. Please, everyone, email them and tell them what happened regarding Sebastian and ask them to mention him. I think someone did do that, MS. I want to say it was one of our Mimima had asked. I know they're doing a wrestling event. So there's a bunch of events that they do. We're going to go over it tonight, guys. Just talk about Pigfest. The website looks a little different than it did when we went over it the first time. So we're going to go over it. Hey, Brenda Calvert. But I also, hey, Babs, good to see you. Maui Sun, thank you for being here. Sebastian Strong, thank you. Piano Girl, thanks for the green hearts. Hey, Cinderella. Thank you, Kiki, for being here. Thanks, everybody. Our two Kikis are here. I also saw Kiki 2025 True Crime, excuse me, here too. So a lot of Kiki, me and Kiki have been looking over the website, so I'll just put it that way. Yeah, well, I haven't, I did a live. We looked at it because I didn't know, and I didn't know what charities were involved in benefiting and all of that. But we will get into it. We're definitely going to get into it. Chuchi, so good to have you here. Thank you for being here. GA64, I wish I could be a dragon. I would have a barbecue at Big Fest. GA64, I just got like a whole visual of coming down. These poor little pigs would be toast, right? um, so yeah, times to be determined. Once it gets closer to the event. Now I know that this event has been going on, if I can remember correctly, since 2020, and I'm gonna let Andy Gilliam tell the story about how it started, because they've been doing it now. This is the fifth year, to my knowledge, right? Because we're 2025 now. First one was in 2020. Hello, blessed. Thanks for being here. Thank you so much. Lady, are you praying for all of those who are attending Pig Fest? Stay safe, watch out for each other. Love y'all. Thank you, blessed. And here's the thing, guys. I think this is like a really great message to post up. At night court, it's the court of public opinion, and you guys are I pretty much let you guys say whatever. You guys are a great bunch of people, and I appreciate you guys being here. Good to see you, Canadian True Crime. Good to see you, and thank you for the green hearts. Detroit Rock City, good to see you. Oh, well, happy birthday to your hubby. Yay, happy birthday. I didn't do anything for October birthdays, guys. I'm terrible. Hey, Nancy Fleming. Yeah, I'm like, goodness sakes, I need to get my butt in gear before the month is over. It's flown by though. Hey, Primrose. Well, in my opinion, if the rules include keeping people from spreading awareness to a missing child's case, they're horrible for that. Yeah, I mean, Primrose, I understand, and I want, I'm hoping that in the spirit of finding Sebastian, that we can do something to spread awareness, right? To come together. Because I mean, we're gonna watch a clip. It looks like a family friendly. Now, guys, don't that I give the benefit of the doubt. So don't get mad at me too fast, but I do give the benefit of the doubt. So I'm gonna show, the sponsors, um, and what, or excuse me, I guess the owners of Pigfest. I don't know. Andy Gilliam was on the news. Channel 2, full credit to Channel 2. Um, yeah, well, it would be nice for the news to come out, Elisa P. It would be nice, right? Because I mean, if we're all wearing our shirts and stuff, that would be cool for the news to. It's something to keep Sebastian's name out there, right? That's the biggest thing, and to come together. Thanks, MS. Yeah, and I appreciate the prayers, guys. We need prayers for everybody, on this planet right now. I mean, Detroit, what a great game. Yeah, I'll tell you, football's been in full swing. It really has been. Happy birthday to Detroit's hubby. Yeah, well, yeah, and I mean, I think that it should be something that is a positive thing that we can show that, well, I'll get into it a little bit later. I'll get into it a little bit. I'm getting ahead of myself, but I appreciate your guys' comments. But yeah, court of public opinion, right? We do night court over here. That's kind of what we've coined the night show, right? Since I started doing day shows. And I love hearing what you guys have to say. I like hearing what's gone on through the grapevine. And then also, I was watching Chris from Mob Crew too. I was in the bushes though, because I was doing other things. Um, Thank you, Brenda. It's obvious that you guys care too, or you wouldn't be here, right? Because we do talk about Sebastian all the time, and you guys could get burnt out and say, well, what's a new story or something like that. But I think everybody is so invested in Sebastian's story that, there is a lot of care and love and support just within the community, right? And it's really tough when there's a divide in the community like this one, like the one that we have here, right? Like it's like we don't need the opposition, yet we have the opposition. Sometimes we um, you know, set up the, obstacles for ourselves, and I was talking with Jen about that tonight. I mean, we just it's something that we all just need to represent Sebastian's army in a positive light, even if it wasn't before, right? Because I think that Sebastian deserves so much better. I know you guys do too, because you wouldn't be as pissed as you are in the chat. I see you guys. I see you. I hear you. I do. Yeah, that would be nice, I mean, it would be very nice, and it's just that there's gonna be so many people there, right? I mean, a lot of people there. Um, I did find out more about the parking lot paint. We're gonna get into that too, because that's what I'm excited for, is the parking lot paint stuff. Because that's kind of what I like to do. I like to paint, um, you know, so I like to create videos. I used to paint more when I wasn't creating videos though. Um, yeah, I don't know. There is a relative on the website that wasn't there before. Right, as a sponsor, and we're gonna get into that too because that's what that's what I was kinda saying, how it changed a little bit since the last time we looked at it, in the beginning, and I do wanna say that I think the charities that are being sponsored, or excuse me, the charities that are benefiting from PigFest, uh, in my opinion, when we looked into them, they looked like, excuse me, good charities, nice charities, right? Where women are empowered to um, keep their children in a safe environment when they're living in a domestic violence situation, getting them to safety, things like that, and then helping the women after that is so important. That's a cause that is so important to me. And so I found that to be a really great program when we looked into it. I mean, you never know. Um, you never know for sure, but I mean, for all intents and purposes when we looked it up. And then I think someone locally came into chat and said that it was a good organization as well. And I'm talking about Grace's Place or Grace Place. Um, but we'll get into it. Hey, Mama Bear. Yeah, well, I'm gonna wear his hoodie. I'm gonna wear his hoodie, and then I have a t-shirt. So I'll just, if I get hot or something, I take off my hoodie, but I don't know. I think it's going to be a little chilly. So contact dude wipes piano girl. That's funny. That's funny. They do talk about dude wipes on the news. We'll watch the news clip. I'm just catching up with your guys' comments. Um, No, I would Primrose, I wouldn't see, there's a couple of things we're gonna talk about too. I wouldn't personally, like, I'm not personally gonna put any flyers on cars, myself. No, no. And even when like Terry Lynn was doing that, I thought it was funny. I'm like, you're not supposed to do that, but she was anyway. Which was funny to me. Still makes me laugh because she just putting them up. you know. Um, Aw, thank you, Chuchi. I know, I'm sorry, I was emailing with you back and forth, and then I fell asleep last night. Boy, I was, like, running around. I finally cut and colored my hair today, so that was fantastic, but then I just stuck it right back in the bun again. So, it's been it's just been crazy and trying to kinda coordinate things, because here's the thing, guys, I want everyone to be safe. I want Sebastian to be well represented. Hey, Butter Biscuit. Also, Joseph Rapp is here. Good to see you, Joseph. So, that's the thing. I want everybody to have a good time. Look, there's going to be kids there. There's going to be families there um, that have no idea about any of this, right? And I think it's important to remember that we want to be a more positive influence on the situation than a negative one, right? Because it's just the right thing to do. It's just the way to act in public, I guess. Etiquette, people, etiquette. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so here we go. Let me go ahead and show this. This is gonna be courtesy, hold on, of WKRN News 2. So let me get that in. WKRN News 2. Do, 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 do. No, not Mob Crew yet. Hold on, guys. Oh, make sure I do it correctly. Cite the wrong source. Okay, so we got that. Put that on there. Slap that baby on, and
Biggest backyard party, think food trucks, live music, pig races, even an all-star wrestling match. Oh yeah, Andy and Billy are back to break down this year's Hendersonville Pig Fest. Welcome back, guys.
Thank you for having us.
I'm so glad that you're here. This year is going to be huge. Big names. Give us an overview.
Well, bigger and better than ever. Pig Fest presented by Dude Wipes. Thursday this week, we have Jeff Jarrett, our hometown Hall of Fame wrestler, putting on a wrestling match in the park for the first time in his entire career. And then Friday, we have the Oak Ridge Boys, another hometown hero group.
okay, guys. So I'll rewind it just a little bit. He's talking about the Oak Ridge Boys and in the itinerary for the weekend. But I thought it was funny because I had no idea who like some of those wrestler people are, and I think Mimi Ma was like schooling me on it. Like this is this person, this is this one. So okay, sorry. I just wanted to pop in because I remember us talking about that before.
Hometown hero group of ours that's been around for 50 years in Hendersonville. Kickoff concert, and then Saturday free to the community barbecue competition, live pig races, food vendors, cornhole, pickleball, everything you want.
So many vendors. Now you said it, 50. Look at those little pigs go. Oh, I just love it so much. 50 people.
Isn't that so cute, guys? Look at the pigs. They're adorable. I feel so bad though because of their fate. Does anyone else feel bad for the pigs? I do. Okay, here we go.
Love it so much. 50 people are going to be competing this year, 50 teams for over $10,000 in cash prizes. Who is going to be part of that competition?
Well, we have teams from all over the Southeast that have come in. This has grown from like 7 teams when it first started to now 52 this year. Coming in, they'll load in on Thursday or Friday, cook all day, and it's the best food I've ever eaten, that's for sure.
I mean, it looks delicious. And hey, we've got to talk about why this all started. This is the 6th annual, and it really started because you saw a need.
We did. During COVID, we were afraid that Christmas for Kids would not be able to do their annual event where they load the kids up on the tour buses, take them to Walmart, let them shop. These are kids that would not otherwise have a Christmas. It's one of the oldest nonprofits in Hendersonville, been around since the 80s, started by country music industry tour bus drivers to loan out their buses. So ourselves and Holiday Fest and Live Love Nashville and some other folks in the community thought we need to make sure this happens. And so we kind of created what is now a 3-day event called Pig Fest and helped them save the year that year. And now it's grown to where we raise money for 4 nonprofits: Mary's Magical Place Playground, Live Love Nashville, Christmas for Kids, and Grace Place Ministries, all to help kids and families.
So wonderful. All helping local kids, and you can do that while eating some fantastic barbecue. Billy, I haven't.
Okay, guys, so they are doing and they're going to talk a little bit more about it, but there's going to be 50 different barbecues there, right? Like from different people that have entered in, and they're doing that on Saturday. And that's the free day. So they have free day on Saturday. So it starts on Thursday. They have Friday, which is like the concert day, I guess, is kind of mostly. But they have other, smaller events. But then the free day is Saturday. Oh, is it down to 46, Miss Ann? Yeah, see, it's gonna be chilly, I think. I mean, I'll use the hoodie for sure. I also have a beanie, and it happens to be a green one. And so I found that oddly enough, whenever I was um there was a couple of like little bin things that I just had things in randomly and I hadn't from when I moved. So hate to admit that, but it's the truth. Yeah, well, exactly. And I wish they would have said something that would have been nice, but I will say that things aren't always as they appear on YouTube or anything, for that matter. Sometimes we don't really know the whole story, right? So, and that's why we like to dig in this community. We try to figure it out, right? But so that's not a bad thing. I don't know if Dog, well, I know that Dog know actually, yes, I do know if Dog knows about it. So he knows about it, Detroit, because he had inquired about, well, it was a large sum of money, and we're gonna kind of get into it because that's the part that I'm gonna show you guys with Mob Crew, because he pulled up the post, because I am really bad with going on other, I'm usually like creating or listening to stuff on YouTube, so I'm really bad at going on other sites like TikTok and that sort of thing. I need to get better with that. Oh no, Mama Bear. See, that's me. I'm not a huge pork connoisseur. That sounds terrible. Um, no, but I'm not really, it's not my favorite thing. But I was like, yeah, I'll do the steak dinner for sure. Yeah, steak is where it's at. All right, so here we go, especially because they're going to do a filet. All right, here we go.
Forgotten about you over there. Show us this. Ooh, looks so yummy.
We cooked about a little over 9-pound pork butt last night and took it off this morning. And it should be cooked.
Oh, look at that. Okay, so tell us a little bit about the beach pig.
And I will say that does look very, very delicious, like a pulled pork or whatever sandwich. So yeah, great job on that.
The beached pig, we're a local Hendersonville barbecue company. We do predominantly catering, but we do we cook for lots of soldiers. We've done a lot of that this year. Whenever Andy calls, we're always glad to be part of that, and it just helps our community. We're glad to be part of it. So
it's wonderful. Yeah, I saw you out there on 4th of July, and it was a feast. Let's see that thing broken apart. How long did it take to cook this?
This took about 9.5 hours.
So. Did you see that bone just fall off there? Look at that, people.
Billy will be doing a whole hog demonstration. He'll put a whole hog on a grill at noon on the Saturday of Pig Fest. Everybody can come and watch him and his award-winning techniques and his Billy's butt rub seasoning.
Very good.
Okay, so I just have to laugh at that because my good friend's name is Billy, and I never know what to get him like for Christmas and stuff. So I would always get him like the hot sauces that had like weird, funny names on them, or, like butt rub. Like one year I did get him a butt rub, and I remember that it was really funny because it was for pork, like because he likes to grill out. I mean, this is very guy based, and Holly. And so, I mean, yeah, this is totally for guys, like geared towards men, like, oh, look at that big piece of meat. No, I'm just kidding. It does look good though, and I'm sure they work really hard. So here we go.
What are judges looking for when they are rating this barbecue?
They're looking for how it tastes. Does it look like something that would be good in the backyard? The texture, the moisture. They're looking for the seasonings to pop out of it. All those things.
Fork. There'll be another fork right there.
Okay. We got to get another fork. Okay, Billy, we need some barbecue pro tips. What do you have to say for the at-home backyard barbecuer?
Keep the cooker door closed. Let the cooker do the work. You know it's in there. You don't have to look at it every little bit to do. Every now and then, some people like to mist it or spritz it with, apple juices or something, whatever they like. But keep the door closed. Every time you open that door, you're losing another, 30 to 40 minutes to catch back up to temp and continue. Don't overcook it.
Okay.
If you can get a thermometer in it and leave the door closed and read the thermometer, once it hits a certain temperature, you wrap it. Then once it hits that other optimum temp, you're done. You don't have to. Some people will say, I cooked this for 14 hours. Why? When it was done, it's done.
Or you could do the easy way and get the beach pig, because he does it right.
Thank you.
I've got to ask, okay, so when you're at these events, I mean, it's such a fun family atmosphere. When you're giving back and finally give that check over to those charities, you realize what it's all about. Explain that feeling.
You can't replace it. I mean, this is why we do it, right? I mean, there's so many people that come together and volunteer their time, their talents, their money, just strictly to help kids and families. It's not like we're not getting paid to be there. It's not really part of our job description. It's just the right thing to do. And whenever you're doing something for the right reason, we've got the EXS group. They've signed up in a huge way that strictly just for a community. That's it. I mean, our sponsors, we can't thank enough for what they do in our community.
And you are doing such a great job.
Whoops, sorry guys. Okay, I'm gonna let her put that big hat on because that is funny. But I couldn't agree more with what Andy just said there in this clip, because I think that when you do the right thing, it makes you feel good just to do the right thing, right? These are Joe, these are the sponsor, or well, I keep saying they're like the owners, they're the founders of Pigfest. So that's Andy Gilliam, and then I don't know what this guy's name is. I forget. I'm sorry. That respectfully, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. Welcome to the twilight. That's how I feel. Cause no, really, cause it does fall short for us, right? And it's just like you wanted, like, it's so weird to hear him say that, because I feel the exact same way, and why I want to be there, right? Is in order to do the right thing. Cause I feel like, Sebastian's a kid that deserves everything. Everything. And I don't think he's gotten that, like, where's Sebastian? Still, where's Sebastian? So that's why it falls flat for us. That's why I came up with my title today, because, for the kids, but what about Sebastian? Hey, Meow, thank you for being here. I say, what about Devlin too? Because Devlin has not had any type of exposure to the magnitude that Sebastian has, right? And a lot can be blamed on a lot of that can be blamed on his age per se. But again, Devlin is also in a position where he's a little bit younger than his age because of, his different abilities due to the chromosome deletion, due to the autism, and some of the other issues that he experiences, right? So, and then also, I think the abuse that he endured as well plays into that and factors into that. Hey, Celine. And so, and welcome in, guys. Thanks for being here. And so, when I think about that, I think that that's a big reason why we see that happening because even when his mom was asking why he wasn't on certain websites and things like that, the eligibility goes down when these kids are a little bit older, right? Like after they turn 18, they're considered an adult, for example. Yeah. Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, Joe. I mean, it definitely factors in, to my way of thinking. So, but I know that's where the frustration lies. I know that's where um we feel like there should be more, right? If it just falls short, it falls short. Because why not allow for Sebastian to be at Pigfest, right? And let's see if we can't find a solution before Pigfest for that. But we're going to get into a little bit more of the conversation. I'm going to go ahead and let this play just so you guys can understand, fully what they're where they're at.
Helping the community out in a big way. Gentlemen, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Pigfest, it's kicking off this weekend. Check it out at Veterans Park in Hendersonville. There will be great music, fantastic food, and fun for the entire family. Thanks again.
Thank you.
Switching gears, they say it's
okay. Sorry, I thought there was a little bit more to that. Let me go ahead to this website that I have popped up here. And we've had some sponsors enter the chat. No, I'm just kidding. I've been watching on the Tita, so but here we go. So there we go. Let me pull it over so it's easier for me to get to. So there's different levels of sponsorship, and I'll just kind of go over that with you guys because I know we did before. But again, it's changed a little bit. So if you go to, the tabs up on top, they're all different ones you can click on. And if you scroll on down, you can go to the Pit Master title sponsors, right? And there's different levels depending on how much you pay to sponsor, right? So you could do the Pitmaster, Platinum, Gold, and then you get your name on the website, silver sponsors also here. Serve Pro is where they're going to do the paints in the parking lot, and that is courtesy of Serve Pro. So they're, providing the paints and stuff like that. And we saw that in the news clip as well, because I guess they did that last year as well. And so you can see all those sponsors. And then if you scroll down to bronze sponsors, which is the $1,000 tier, and I believe it's the less. Okay. These are the other support sponsors. So it's the tier beyond. Like this is the lowest one, right? Friends of Pigfest, right? And then support sponsors. And then you have this level of a bronze. And this is where we see most of the affiliations that we know of with others that we've talked about in the past. Like I know that, Eric Craddock is good friends with Wally Gilliam. I pointed that out before. We did talk about that before. Second Generation Construction with Danny Guy was not a sponsor at the time that we looked, and neither was Clue. So I saw that as well, and wanted to just show you guys kind of, instead of telling you guys about it, I'll just show you. And Pigfest is a friend to no one. I know, Holly S. And I'm just hoping that they could do the right thing. I hope they can see what the right thing is, because it looks like they're trying to do the right thing, or they are doing some right things, right? I mean, we can only give to so many people, right? I mean, so I get that. I understand that. And, um, it's just odd. I think the weirdest thing is Katie saying that she doesn't want her son to be forgotten, but she doesn't also want him at the pig fest. So it bothers me. It does. It does bother me. I don't blame it on the pig fest people per se. Like, I mean, obviously, I don't know that Andy Gilliam, um, you know, knows Katie personally. I think they have more connections because of the Bauer Sox than themselves, if that makes sense. Yeah, she says she does, Babs, but her actions are speaking differently. And that's the major issue. We're never going to stop looking for you. Smiley did a really a great live yesterday, that I shared, and I kind of got swept up in it because there were so many examples of where Chris was completely saying something different than what he's saying now, right? Because Smiley really got him to open up. Hey, Cece. So, um, yeah, allegedly she was related before, like by marriage. As far as I know. I mean, I could probably do a show on it, but I don't know. I try not to. This is my frustration, my confusion with the situation is why can we not do something good? Everybody does their own thing. There's going to be a lot of people, and it's a big area. And I suppose I just don't understand the opposition. Sponsorship was closed, Kiki. That's the most curious. And I'm glad that you brought that up, because I might have forgot to. Um, because yeah, sponsorship was supposed to have been closed when others called, right? So it already is kind of like we really don't want you guys here, which is it's their prerogative to say that, right? In a way, but it doesn't really ring true to like community, right? So it is the way that it all kind of went down was kind of in a, you're caught with your pants down. What do you say to this kind of a way, which is difficult to come back from, but it's not impossible. It's not impossible to do the right thing at any point in time. And that's where I'm struggling to figure out why it's such an issue. But I was hoping you guys might be able to help me out with that. And Night Court, here we are. But these are the different, sponsorship levels and what you get with it, right? Some of, if you're the big pit masters, you're all stars, and then on down. And sorry, you guys can see it there. Um, I hope it's not too big or too small. Um, so Tropical Paradise says, my heart goes out for Seth and Sebastian. Want Sebastian found. Have a lot of love and passion for Sebastian and Seth. My heart broken for what's happened to Sebastian. Thank you, Tropical Paradise. And I like your avatar. Um, it is heartbreaking. It is heartbreaking. And like I said, I wouldn't make a trip if I was trying to do something destructive. I don't have enough hate in my body in order to do that. Now, if it was my own child, then I might feel differently. Right? So I understand the frustration. I understand it. right? But I wouldn't be able to have a calmness about myself because I do feel like I'm doing the right thing. As a matter of fact, I know that I'm doing the right thing. I know it's the right thing to do. It's not right to let Sebastian not be represented in his own community when he's not here. It's not fair to him, right? And as Kiki so graciously pointed out, because my, brain isn't working fully, I suppose. But the sponsorship was closed before, and if we could have just gotten a little bit of kindness for the children, we wouldn't be here. And that's the saddest part, is that it takes everybody to come together and be the squeaky wheels or nothing gets done, right? And you're not allowed to turn it around and say that we're wrong when you're changing the rules, in my opinion, right? Because we all know right from wrong. Even little kids know that. I don't know. I don't know why they're not doing any of that. They were selling shirts in the beginning and doing shirts and stuff like that. I remember that, Joe. But it's been a long time. I mean, that was in the very beginning, and I didn't realize what a hate channel was until I went into Duchess for the Missing and I realized, oh, they're not really giving t-shirts away like to be kind and to like invite everybody in. They had already drawn the battle lines back then. They had already drawn the battle lines back then, right? And I mean, to be honest with you, when we watch Katie's interview, when you watch the Holly Thompson one especially, it raises red flags. So I'm not going to feel bad about my spidey senses going off. Are you kidding me? The only reason that I'm still on this planet today is because of my spidey senses. I never go against my gut. And if I don't feel right about something, I won't do it. Period. End of story. That's just how I've been able to survive on this planet for as long as I have, into my early 40s. And none of us are guaranteed tomorrow. So there's that as well. But I think if there's support and love and community for real, not just saying that you're supportive, not just saying that you're loving, not just saying that you're a community, not just saying that you're doing the right thing, actually do the right thing. And nobody would come into your community and disturb anything. But it's just very, very odd to me that there's so much opposition when a missing child is what everyone should be focused on. And there should have never been a problem. Oh, you would like to rent a booth? This is how much the booths are cost. Go to our website. It's right here, black and white, red stars. How hard is it? But no, we can't do that because we don't like you and we don't want Sebastian to be here. That's the point of going. It's not to cause trouble, but it is to say, we're here. And if I can't pass out a flyer, then I'll wear one. And I think one tent is fair, Holly S. We always hear from Chris that he thinks that's fair. And it's gotta be fair. Well, guess what? You know what's fair? One tent. Sorry guys, I know I'm teasing him, but still, one tent awareness for awareness, right? One tent where we could put out ribbons. And I'm here to tell you, the community coming together, that's doing the right thing. That's the human thing to do. And I'm not talking about the humane thing to do. I'm talking about the human thing to do. Because if it was your child and there was this crazy crap going on all the time, and then one of the creators, out of the kindness of their heart, decided that they wanted to go, could we please have a booth? And then it turns into something completely out of control? For what? Who's causing what drama here? Because whoever's causing the drama just needs to stop and remember that there's a missing kid, and awareness should be allowed, especially at a community event. And the real question I think we need to ask ourselves is why. And another question that I think that we should ask ourselves is, it's kind of odd that we have one of the biggest, nastiest hate groups and channels on the internet representing our community, and we're okay with it. I'm not talking about Danny Guy. I'm really not. Because as far as I've heard about Danny Guy, he's not really that bad of a guy, right? So, but it is odd that he's never sponsored it before. It's odd that he's right here because he wasn't here before, right? Neither was Mayor Isbell, to my knowledge. I'll have to double check that one, but I'm pretty sure he wasn't either. Um, and I can't remember everybody off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure One Stop Realty was here. There's certain logos that I remember because I was reading them off to you guys. But I know that Danny wasn't on there before, because that would have been like, oh, look, Danny's there. I mean, it would have been. And I get that. And I get that that's, not fun. But I'm here to tell you, I have 2 restraining orders against 2 perfect strangers that I have no idea who these fuckers are. All I know is they came to my house and they were trying to film me and saying horrible things about uh, myself and passing out flyers with my face on it, right? But it hasn't stopped me. It hasn't detoured me, right? And Chris Proudfoot was behind that shit. And so was Terry Lynn. Thank you very much. But I must be tougher than that. I must have thicker skin than them because I'm still here. I haven't changed my phone number, Katie. My phone number is the same phone number that I've had for quite a while, even in Missouri. It's the same one. What are you afraid of, Katie? Are you afraid of the truth? Because it seems like you are afraid of the truth. And that's pretty sad. Because your son's out there somewhere. Hold on. I want you guys to see her face. Right? That's both of them when they finally decide to actually look at Holly Thompson in the year interview, and they can complain all they want. Chris is wearing that shirt to taunt everyone. He's doing it to taunt us. He wants to rile us up. He wants to take us out of our character. It will never happen here. Never. Ever am I going to come outside of my character for these 2 clowns. It will never, ever happen. No, ma'am. And I certainly am not going to come outside of my character wearing Sebastian on my shirt. And that you can bet your ass on, Chris. You can bet your ass. Because it's ridiculous that we're even having this conversation. It should be, okay, guys, let's get all of our ducks in a row because we're going to be meeting and passing out flyers and having a booth of happiness and green, and let's find Sebastian and ribbons and the whole 9 yards. But you can't do that because they've put roadblocks up. Okay, so great. Well, let's wear the flyers on our shirts. And still they're bitching. For what? For what? What are you so worried about? The pigs are so cute. You know what I mean, Holly S? The whole thing is the whole festival in and of itself is a great idea, is a great thing for the community. It helps out, it benefits people, right? It benefits kids. It benefits moms, single moms who are getting out of an abusive relationship. That is a wonderful cause. I've been a part of many, many, many of those wonderful causes. As a matter of fact, this is like nothing to me to go to a festival and raise awareness. Like it's like nothing, right? Because I've done it pretty much my whole life. I mean, I was a Girl Scout on on the floats, right? For I think one of them was even for the VFW hall the one year because we had the Palmia flags and everything. We're just riding on there, throwing candy out, waving as a little girl. This is not new for me. What's new for me is this hatred and this drama and this shit that shouldn't even exist. It shouldn't be like this. Why is it this way? Why is it this way? Hey, Wild Wolf. There's no place for it. Joe, what'd you say? Have you identified the person in charge on the ground, civilian? No, I have not. I have not, I mean, and you know, in my opinion, just wearing Sebastian on my t-shirt will signal other people. I mean, it's just like any other big logo you're wearing on your t-shirt, it's representing whatever that is, right? If you have a big picture of Snoop Dogg on your t-shirt, if you have a big picture of whoever, right? Sebastian's going to be represented there no matter what. The problem is that you have all of these nasty ass people that want to show up there to intimidate, and we've had that happen from the very beginning of this case. Please hand out the flyers, and then you hear people, oh, I was handing out flyers and I got threatened. Really? And I'm here to tell you, people lie, they insert themselves into things, they make things bigger than it is. But how many times do we have to watch JLR get accosted in the street by Terry Bowersocks? Or let's not forget, he looked right at Bullhorn Betty and said, prove it, prove it, prove it. What an asshole. Who says that when a child is missing? Prove it? Are you kidding me? That's not my job. That's beyond my job description or my pay grade. And if you think YouTubers, make a butt ton of money with 3,000 subscribers, we don't. We're doing it because we want to make a difference. I even thought about, what if we got a clear plastic bag that they could use, because I was watching here, I'll show you guys what I was watching. A little bit of it, because I don't know this creator, they might not want me to play their stuff, but this is another Pig Fest video that I found. Now, I don't know if it's this one in Florida or what, but this girl's pretty funny. She's cute, she's got a good personality. And she is at a Pig Fest. And I'll show you guys. Give me a second to add this. Oh, sorry. To the stage. Okay.
We're at Pig Fest, and that means food, free stuff, ice cream, more free stuff. I'm excited. Let's get started. Thank you.
Okay, guys. So, you could kind of see it, and I'm just going to back up a little bit just to see the tents and stuff. Like, this is kind of like reminds me of a thing that we had back in Missouri called Rockin' Ribs. not the corn. Oh, I don't know if it'll let me go back all the way that much. Okay, here we go. Sorry. All right, so here's this chica, and she's having a great old time. So it's just like little booths, and this is the booths, little tents that we're talking about that people are renting out, right? And you go from place to place, and they do give you like swag and free stuff and blah blah blah. Because you pay to get in there, and then there's little
Hey
giveaways.
guys, today we are at.
See that? And there's a bunch of people, right? And so they go from booth to booth to booth, right? And obviously it's something where, you're offering people to come to your booth, so you're kind of wanting to entice them, right? To come to the booth. So it'll be like, here's a little jar of jam or something like that. I don't know, guys. I don't know. But either way, it's something, where people go from place to place and they check out each booth. And most of the time it's going to be a barbecue. Obviously, they're giving away other stuff.
Pig Fest, and that means food, free stuff, ice cream, more free stuff. I'm excited. Let's get started. Thank you. Whoa, whoa, free pulled pork, heck yeah. Can't go wrong, guys, with free pulled pork. Oh, where's your barbecue at? Oh, there's your, right?
Can you believe this?
This is not a sample. This is a whole portion.
I can't believe this. It's so amazing.
I'm thinking at like another booth, we would probably end up paying $5 for this.
Absolutely.
So 5 plus 5, that's $10. Wait, that's not fair. Crystal got more in hers.
I did. I got a
totally not cool.
one.
All right, try it out. See how it
All right,
tastes.
I'm trying to get a little one.
What is this place called? It's called Kinder's, because we actually got some free stuff right here as well. Some like sauces and like seasoning powders.
Juicy.
So that lady's kind of funny. Okay. I just want to find something funny for you guys. Okay, so this lady's excited about her pulled pork, and they give away like, their little bags and stuff like that. So I was like, what if we gave like a bag for them to carry around to get their stuff, right? Like free stuff, because you're gonna see she's gonna get like a hat and all this other like swag stuff that people are giving out. I don't know if this is exactly how it's gonna be there, but I was thinking about it. Dry ass pork, Emmy Joe says. And I'm like, that could be something that it wouldn't be where somebody would throw the flyer on the floor. You know what I'm saying? Because I understand people aren't the cleanest at times, especially if it's just like outside, people might throw it around. I get it. They don't want litter. I understand that completely. So I was trying to kind of find a solution around that, but we'll see.
That is good.
How's the barbecue? Because it's one of their own barbecues, right?
Mm-hmm. I got the honey hot.
All right. Is it hot? Is it honey-y?
It is tasty.
Nom, nom, nom. So this is the first thing we're going to be eating today, at least so far. I'm going to hurry up and eat this because it's kind of cool here, and my hands are freezing. More free stuff. I'll take one of these. Here you go. You can have one of those, sir. I'll take one of these. What are these? Drizzle and sizzle. Can you put one in here for me too, please, sir? Thank you. I don't even know what it is. It's cooking and topping. Okay, it's just like a drizzle. Oh, what is this? We got drinks. Oh, yes, please. Thank you. Ooh, strawberry lemonade. Yum, yum, yum. More free stuff. Oh, is this a t-shirt? Oh, heck yeah. I think I'll take a large, please.
Large for you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay, guys. So like, it looks like they give out a whole bunch of stuff. Susan says, I love barbecue. Yeah, it does look like fun, right? It does. So like, they're going booth to booth. There's like a whole bunch of different things like that they're picking up on their way. So it's like, if you could give somebody like a bag, with Sebastian's flyer in it, right? Then they can use the bag later.
Oh, heck, it's a free shirt. So Crystal also has some surprises in here. I actually can't see what she has in there. What is this?
You got a cup.
Oh, that looks like the Wawa logo, is it?
It does.
Is that the Wawa logo?
Maybe it is. Actually.
I think Crystal actually got the exact same stuff as me. So she has yeah, I got one too. It's just under my shirt. I haven't put it in my bag yet. You got a t-shirt too?
Yes, I got a shirt.
Guys, we got loaded up with free stuff. Oh, check this out, guys. The bean thing is here again this year. So this right here actually looks like it's a can of the Bush's baked beans, but they have a new game over there. Can you see that? It's like you gotta throw the bean bags into the holes. I don't know what we're gonna win, but we gotta win something. So up first we had the Bush's best bean wheel. I don't know which one we want. Which one do we want? All the beans down there. Dog it. Ruff, ruff, ruff.
Oh my
Come
God.
on, come on.
Okay, it was a
Ruff, ruff. Yay! Did it. Crystal, you have to get the dog, I think. I think the dog is like any choice or something. She's got to warm herself up. Dog it. Ruff, ruff. You got the dog too.
Now in.
All right, guys. So that's enough of that. But, it's just a festival, where people go and, they get free crap, little different swag things. Those are the giblets, I think they call them. I don't know what they call giblets. I don't know what they're called. That's disgusting. Sorry. Okay. Joe says this is Joe, here's where your comment's the most appropriate. Is probably right here. Let me go look for it real quick. Oh Lord. This is the most appropriate. This is why the Taliban hates us, is what Joe. Here we go. Here it is, Joe. Lord. All right. So, and I don't think they have any big sponsors like Bush's there or anything like that. I mean, they might. It's a freaking festival for barbecue, so maybe. But it's more local sponsorships, right? And then the biggest sponsorships are really like Cracker Barrel's a sponsor. But that could be a franchise owner. I'd shit myself if Texas Roadhouse was on here. I'm not gonna lie. And then, here's the Pitmasters. It's mostly EXS Group. That's a big one that they had mentioned on the news. And then Ultimate Party Tents, Ultimate Party Superstore, Gary Force Acura. But everybody else looks pretty local. And then, like I said, any of the other like restaurants and stuff, in terms of like Cracker Barrel is probably a franchise, if I could guess. But a lot more sponsorships than there were previously. Yeah, and they're gonna have like food trucks there, Kiki, and stuff like that. So, I hope I hope I don't encounter those people, Joe. Oh Lord, help us. Brenda says, Lady Freedom, I have an idea, an organization that passes out backpacks to homeless. We can ask them to put Sebastian's missing flyer in there. That's a good thought, Brenda. Thank you. Yeah, and I mean, I think anything, excuse me. I'm sorry, I've been talking too much today already. Um, Anything that we can do to raise awareness and to keep Sebastian's name out there, we have to do it. Even most recently, talking about, Susan Constantine, I thought that was a fresh perspective to bring into things. And people were really talking about Sebastian's case, in a burst again, right? Because we see that with Sebastian's case where, we might hit a little bit of a lull, but then all of a sudden something happens and there's a burst of energy that's that kind of rejuvenates the case a little bit and gives us something fresh to talk about. Of course, Pigfest approaching is a big one, in my opinion, because it is thought provoking. When they're saying, "Well, we're an organization for kids, and we're just trying to do the right thing." Well, I could say the same thing. All of you guys could say the same thing, and I do think that many people have a good heart and they just want to help, right? They just want to figure it out. Hey, Andrea. And that's the biggest thing, Yeah, second generation builders is Danny Guy's company. And it's right there on, like you can see it right there, guys. I don't know if I can blow it up a little bit. But when I do that, sorry, I got to go backwards. But yeah, I don't know. There you go. Dude Wipes is a bigger one too. Yeah, it is. I didn't see. I guess Dude Wipes is like the main. Oh, I guess I made it smaller. I'm sorry, guys. I probably made it smaller there for you. I was just clicking away and wasn't paying attention. Okay, so I don't see them on there like I did before. Um, they did close like the barbecue portion of it. Or actually, well, not the barbecue portion, but the competition part. So, these are the charities. Grace's Place, that's the one I was telling you guys about. Live Love Nashville. Now, we did talk about Live Love Nashville and the affiliation when it comes to the searchers. That is who provided, the searchers with food. At Long Hollow Church, they did like a lunch and a dinner for the searchers for Sebastian, and then also provided snacks. They did kid wipes and little dude wipes. That's cute. Yeah, and they were on Shark Tank, is how dude wipes came about. And Mark Cuban was the one that gave them that invested in their company, and it took off. Like, you know, I mean, they're everywhere. Actually, when we were down in the Keys, we stopped at a gas station and they had them there, which I was like, wow. And I mean, like right there. So I was like, they're pretty big. Hold your ribs with a dude wipe. Oh my God. It's kind of gross though. Like, I don't know. I thought they were different. Like, I mean, Mama Bear, I can't lie. Like, it is kind of funny in a way because, like, I thought they were like wet wipes for like people that are eating barbecue. Because if you've ever gone to a barbecue joint and they give you like the wet wipe at the end, so because you're like all sticky from the barbecue sauce. But um yeah, it's a weird it's weird. And of course I made fun of Chris Proudfoot because I think he's an asswipe himself. So, um, it fits to some capacity, Miralax smoothies, Joe. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah. Holly, that's a good point. I read the autism forums a lot on Reddit, and it's parents discussing their autistic kiddos' wipes are a thing. Yeah. Well, because a lot of kids don't like to get dirty, right? And that's another thing about Sebastian's case that's so curious to me because a boy that doesn't like to get dirty, right? Or any person for that matter, but a young guy that doesn't like to get dirty probably wouldn't leave his house in the middle of the night without any shoes on, right? Probably wouldn't leave his house without any shoes on. Someone that doesn't like bugs or to get dirty. Someone that's allergic to grass, even though I checked the grass pollen wasn't high then, but yeah, Taste of Colorado. Okay, Elisa. Yeah, several booths. Yep. And Taste advocating for missing kids in Colorado and four corner states. Yeah, and we have a big one in Chicago, and it's the Taste of Chicago. Um, the same thing, and nobody regulates that to that capacity. And the weird thing is those guys from that invented dude wipes, like some of them are from Chicago. So they're actual butt wipes for grown men, Andrea. I'm not even kidding with you guys either. I'm being straight with you. I'm not teasing. I'm not, joking around. Mama bear. Exactly. Exactly. They remove comments. Oh Lord. Well, I mean, hey, I'll I've taken down a few comments. I try not to. I try to give people freedom of speech. I do. I mean, even though they say horrible things. I remember the very first comment that I ever had to take down was from a person called Straight Talker, and it was because they were using derogatory terms towards Sebastian, and it was the most vile and disgusting thing that I'd seen in a while. you know, yeah, and that heavily affiliated with that side of the aisle. That's why I don't understand why we're not allowed to go and represent uh, when they have someone like Illuminati. But this is part of it too, guys. Right here, like it's a big area. It's a big park. It's not like um, you would have to really try hard to run into someone. I think you know. So, um, but this is kind of the itinerary for um, Saturday, right? Um, and Friday, or I'm sorry, Friday and Saturday. Yeah, here's Friday. Sorry. I want to make sure you guys could probably see that part. Um, I know it is odd, isn't it? It is odd. It's totally odd. I mean, none of it makes sense, but we're expected to just like, okay, well, yeah, sure, but it just doesn't make any sense at all. How they could ignore an autistic child, period, but then the irony of the dude, the dude wipes, right? And especially when we look at Sebastian's case and the ones that have been here for as long as we have been here, and we know what Chris has said about Sebastian and him having accidents and things like that, it's almost kind of enough to make you sick at your stomach if you think too long about that. And I don't think that that is something that should be overlooked in the slightest. I don't feel sorry for anybody in that regard besides Sebastian. He's the only one that is deserving of any type of sympathy in that situation, because the very asshole who was taking away all of his underwear is now being sponsored by grown adult men ass wipes. Um, it's quite unbelievable, and I mean, life is always throwing us curveballs. But Susan says, I thought they were donating money to St. Jude's. I don't know about that, because they're the only ones that they have listed here, hun, are Mary's Magical Place, Christmas for Kids, Live Love Nashville, and Grace's Place. And I don't know if these are live links. Nope, they're just little icons. They're for gross men, Joe. It is really gross. They're not wet wipes for your hands, MS. Don't get it confused. Guys, if we're going to not get anything twisted about tonight's broadcast, please do not use dude wipes on your face or your hands. If you have barbecue sauce on them, oh no. They are baby wipes for grown men. They are toilet wipes. Yes. For a poopy bum. Absolutely. For Chris's poop. It's because there's been so much bullshit from Chris and Katie that they have to bring in the dude wipes, because a regular toilet paper isn't going to suffice. Chris. Chris is a skid mark. Oh boy. Oh, Catherine B says maybe CP stocks up on freebie dude wipes for his crane job. Oh, oh my goodness. You guys. I know. I was thinking they were hand wipe. Well, because barbecue, you get all sticky from the barbecue, you know. It's a lazy man's cleanup, Bab says. I've taken Dukes. Joe says I've taken Dukes on 3 continents in the outdoors, no less. Never needed a baby wipe. Oh, damn, Joe. Coming in hot. The real guy, thank you. From a real man's perspective, they're extra large. They also have like different like scents and stuff. It's holy. Oh yes. Oh my goodness. You're too political, Joe. Oh my goodness. Kiki. Oh my goodness. Yeah, and you do I mean, it is a better clean, like, I'll say that much. I will say that much. Oh my goodness. No, and I use makeup wipes, because it's just easier if I have a lot of makeup I put on. Yeah, I know. I'm surprised too. There's a lot of people who don't care for men like Chris. I'm really surprised someone hasn't stuck up for Sebastian. I am too. Like, I don't know. I understand it's hard if a grown man doesn't know how to wipe his butt. Bye. Babs. It's it's just one of the rules. They do make mint butt wipes for dudes. They do, Kiki. It's a whole thing. It's a mint, yes. I have a picture. I was gonna put it in a video, send it to you guys. I was gonna put it in a video. I'm not kidding either, Carla. I am not kidding. Joe said you can put in a specific order, face and then ass, right? Yeah, we don't want. Oh, goodness. I'm glad you're here, Joe. I'm just glad you're here. Thank you for being here. Sense of poo. Hey, Cinderella. Oh, man. Clue can stock up for those that use her toilets. Now that's something that I have never seen such a dirty toilet in my life, you know. I'm pretty sure that's never been cleaned. Um, it just can't have ever been cleaned in the condition that I saw it in. And that's allegedly in my opinion, you know. Detroit says extra large for extra large bullshit. Oh man. I don't know. I don't know if they will be in attendance or if they will have a minty butt. I don't know. I just do not, Andrea. Oh, hey, Adam Forever 21. Good to see you. No, no scent of poo, dude wipes. No. No, and I mean, they have that stuff, it's called poo-pourri, that you put it in the toilet before you poo, and then it doesn't make the toilet smell. That was like a big thing because a friend of mine doesn't like to go number 2 when she's out and about, and she feels more comfortable when she uses the poopery. And so, it was a joke for a while. And it's funny, I mean, it's just the simple things in life, right? One of my friends suggested a prayer circle near the play area. Oh, but of course they would never do that. I don't understand. See, this is where I'm hung up, Holly. That is really where I am stumped, you know? And I was thinking about it a lot yesterday because, Smiley got me into my feelings. And I was just like, she had played a video that Seth put out, and it was a while ago. I think it was like a year ago or so. And I just started bawling my eyes out and I couldn't stop crying. You know how when that happens, it's just like you just start bawling and you're like, I don't know why I'm crying like this, but it's like because I've seen the video. It wasn't the first time I saw the video. Um, as a matter of fact, I watched it a couple of times back when Seth put it out, because it was so pretty and the song is really beautiful and it's pictures of Sebastian and you could just tell it was very genuine and from the heart, and I think that's why I just kind of got really struck by it too. And I've been thinking about this pig fest for a long time, right? We looked at the website a while ago. We checked out the sponsors, we checked out who is benefiting from it, who was involved in it. Kiki and I were discussing, you know, um, connections, people that we noticed, and that sort of thing. Um, and I want to know where the naval buddies are too. I want to know what happened to No Man Left Behind. Because Sebastian is a little guy. He deserves to be found. I don't know how you could do that to your own child. Um, oh gosh, Kiki, it was so bad. It was so bad. They have mint butt wipes. It is a thing. It's a whole thing. It is a whole thing. Um, Hmm. I know. Oh, that's what I'd be worried about. I don't know. Especially because they say that those are in, like, femme products too, and they're like, "Oh, there's lead in there," and all this stuff. It's like, "Oh, perfect." When we're using that, we wonder about cancer. Um Okay, pal, and I was like, "OMG, it's burning her." Okay. Kiki. Oh my goodness. I know, and I don't know, sometimes that mint stuff, it makes me think of icy hot when I think of a mint anything. Um Oh, that's interesting, Joe. Joe says, if I was in legal trouble, my army buddies would speak out for me automatically. If I turned out to be guilty of hurting a child, they would want me under the prison. Well, and I mean, that's where to be quite honest, it kind of all ties into that too. This case is so bizarre where we're not seeing the outpouring of love and respect and decency. We're seeing the complete opposite, and it's alarming. And I think anybody that doesn't want to admit that has more issues than I can help with. But I would say, could you please reconsider and make it to where it is an environment where everyone can feel welcome too. Um, because I think there's a lot to be said about, let's just put it this way. It would be one thing if we saw these sponsors every year, right? Like since the beginning, or, last year even, that this is their thing. But I can't say that it's only their thing that we're encroaching on, right? Because I might feel like I was encroaching on them had it not played out the way that it did. And in my opinion, if they're willing to do this much to keep Sebastian out of Pigfest, that is a major problem. That speaks more than I can sit up here and tell you all. They're showing us who they are. They're showing us. I don't have to show you. I just like to provide receipts for what I'm talking about and visuals because I am a visual person myself. So when I'm looking at or listening to a podcast or whatever, sometimes I do like when there's visuals, right? Sometimes I'm only listening, but for all intents and purposes, for all of you who were with me When we first looked into Pig Fest, these people were not here, and they weren't there last year. So what are they afraid of? And why are they not wearing Sebastian's t-shirts, right? Because I might be able to look at it and say, okay, yeah, I can see why they would feel like we're intruding on their space, right? Because this is something that they do every year, and this is their annual event, and this is what they want, this is their thing. Why would we go to their thing, right? Why would we go someplace where we're not invited, right? Well, for one, we paid for tickets. So that should be, fair. If we want to be fair, like, Chris's side always likes to talk about how they worry about being fair. Well, to be fair, people are paying to go to this event, right? So they can spread awareness about Sebastian, because nobody else wants that to happen in this group, right? And we know especially this one right here, Well, I'm going to be in the VIP tent. Well, perfect. Thank you for letting me know where I don't want to be. Right? That's all it comes down to. I don't want to be around anybody that doesn't want to be around me, and vice versa. Right? I don't seek out to be around somebody that I don't want to be around. That's not who I am as a person, and it's not my idea of a good time. It's not my idea of awareness. It's not my idea of let's find Sebastian. Let's bring it to all of these people. Because as I said before, people were trying to get a booth, and when they couldn't get a booth, I said, well, then I'll go there with a shirt with Sebastian's missing flyer pinned to it. Right? Like you see people in marathons running, they just pin the number to themselves. Yeah. I was going to do that with flyers. Walk around the Pig Fest. Right? Oink, oink. That's the reason that I'm going. It's not to see, it's not to cause somebody to, come out of their pocket for $1,000 and buy a booth so they can sit there online and taunt everybody over it. I think there's been enough taunting as there is. You think that Chris Proudfoot wore this shirt and he was doing that just because he just loves to wear a Pigfest shirt? No, he's taunting all of us. He's taunting us. KJ Max says we see our we are not seeing the opposite of love and unity, or we are sorry. I know what you're saying, KJ Mac. Yeah, we're not seeing the love and the unity that you usually see at community events. You know, um, yeah, they need. Well, America's Most Wanted, in my opinion, Elisa, they needed to put the entire lights video up. I mean, don't show us half of the video, because when you do that, it's it's a horrible thing, right? Because it makes everybody think that Sebastian left with a flashlight by himself in the middle of the night. As a matter of fact, it doesn't just suggest that, it shows that. It shows half of what happened. It doesn't show Katie, in my opinion, scurrying back to the house like we all know happened. And the hell of it is you would have to go to a Tennessee news station's video on YouTube to even see it, or you could see it on my videos, because I did make a video on it. Right? But that's the only way that anybody would see that. America's Most Wanted is out to the masses of America, right? Everybody watches it. It's on Hulu. People from other countries could even watch it. But instead, they chose to only show half of the story. Why is that? I'm sure I'll never get an answer for that one. What a bunch of cowards. I'm not a coward. Tropical Paradise says, I decided to change my photo to green heart. Ah, green flowers, all for Sebastian. Thanks, Tropical Paradise. That's really beautiful. Yeah, and I'm going to wear all green when I'm there, you know? Yeah, the big audience for Most Wanted is television. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And most people, and that's the thing, I do want to say, and I'm glad that you brought that up to Elisa P. I do want to say that, it's not fair to um go there and start trouble when it is supposed to be a community event, or it is a community event. I just take an issue with somebody that's constantly stirring shit. And I'll just quote somebody from Devlin's case, stirring the shit pot, so to speak, right? And this is the person that continuously stirs the shit pot right here. This one right here. Oh, I'm going to be doing this, I'm going to be doing that. Really? Nothing about awareness. If that's who you want representing your community, that's disgusting in my opinion. And that makes me not want to go there, and I think maybe that's part of it. They're trying to repulse or repel people. I don't know. But I'm hoping to be proved wrong, right? I'm hoping that my people skills and my communication skills that I've been given and taught and learned will make a difference. No, I've never heard anybody come out and say anything like that, but they sure do hide them. Like I said, I haven't heard horrible things about Danny Guy. So I mean, I'm not surprised though. I mean, the thing is that that's your family members, bro. This is their family and their community, and it's very sad. So, and like I said, I'm hoping that it turns around. I'm hoping that it's a positive thing. I'm hoping that, they can pull their heads out of their asses long enough to act like an adult and do the right thing. Because if that's what they're claiming they're doing the right thing, then I want to see them do it. I don't want to just hear them say they're going to do the right thing or that they are doing the right thing, but they're not. Actions speak louder than words. That's why I'm leaving my peaceful environment that I had to make peaceful, because when I first came out here, it was completely peaceful. I had a beautiful fresh start. But then all of a sudden, I have people trying to steal my peace away. And that will never, ever happen. Never. So, but I'm also not going to sit by while I know that this evil is happening. And I know, because this right here does that look like a family friendly logo to anybody in the chat? I don't do polls much, but I'll make it easy on you guys. Put a 1 in the chat if you think that that looks like a family friendly logo. Anyone? Anyone? Bueller? Bueller? Anyone? Because I don't want my kid seeing that. Right? It's disgusting. And it looks racist in my opinion. Right? If I just look at that, it reminds me of Django Unchained, is what it reminds me of. And I think that movie's a funny movie. I named Nate's dog after Django. you know? But in my opinion, the Manson family, I mean, geez, Louise. To Kiki. You know? It's messed up. It's not family friendly. It's not community oriented. It actually says that if you come into my territory, that you might get hurt. That's really sick. That's really sick. Andrea, that's what I'm thinking. Gross. Right? And so, in my opinion, why would you want that representing your community? And maybe a better question, since I don't, in my opinion, think Illuminati had anything to do with Sebastian's disappearance. Why would you want either one of these two buttholes representing your community? Sorry, let me get Katie's full face in there. Really? This is who you want representing your community. Someone who stirs shit up all over the internet and trolls all day long with his little friend that has a seemingly ugly icon, ugly logo, and logo. In my opinion, it's also logo. Crispy that spends all his time trolling through YouTube, hasn't looked for his child, isn't calling on his military brothers and sisters. What about Navy World? Where's Navy World, Chris? Searching for Sebastian, nowhere to be found. But you're gonna go and put on a little what a facade. You're gonna masquerade yourself as someone who does things for kids when your kid is missing. It's the one right behind your head. Or did you forget about Sebastian, or do you want him to be forgotten? Because I thought you didn't want him to be forgotten, Katie. And all I heard from your friend, Katie, yeah, she's gonna put her logo behind other YouTube creators that are there and say, film me, film me. Nobody cares about you. You had to pay $1,000 to even get your face up there. And I don't know why they approved that logo if they don't feel the same way you do. Hello? I'm sorry. I think that that's an issue. And I certainly wouldn't want it affiliated with my town. It's not very welcoming, is it? Detroit. I love your little toilet emojis, plungers. I mean, it's ridiculous, you know? And then we have people that that still will sit there and stick up for this and say, "Oh, well, we're, poor us." No, not poor any of us. We're not missing. We're here. We're fine. Where's Sebastian? What happened to him? Right? And then you pay your PI, right? What, $15,000 not to talk about your son? Katie, that one's for you. And two, Mr. Proudfoot, quit taunting with your t-shirt. If you didn't want people to know about Pigfest, why'd you wear it on one of your very, very, very rare interviews where you actually will show your face and you come up there with a oink oink pig on it? Yeah, it fits you well. Yeah, her channel's always talking about, yep. Oh, yeah. I wonder if she has enough decency in her to act like a lady in public when there's children around. Or is she just going to sit there and be as loud and obnoxious as she is online? Or is she actually going to have some manners in person? We'll see. We'll see. Because last time I checked, I mean, Well, we'll just put it up on the screen. I'm pretty sure that park is big, but it's not that big to where if somebody's standing in line with their kids trying to order barbecue, they're not going to want to hear her mouth, in my opinion. I wouldn't. I certainly wouldn't. As a matter of fact, I'd ask somebody to get her out of there if she starts that crap. It's gross. And to allow for that kind of stuff, when you say that you're a family-friendly, community-oriented festival, I beg to differ. And I'm not gonna sit here and feel shamed by anyone for feeling the way that I do when I see that. Joe, I can't really answer that question because it's not sexy. It's not. Um, it is not. It's just there's a lot of talk about one's, life, sex life. So, um, which is gross and uncalled for and unnecessary. Nobody cares, except for them. That's it. But see, I mean, if you're standing in a line at one of these tents trying to get some barbecue and you have a little child with you, you're not going to want to hear a bunch of idiots, right? If that's the way they want their community represented, that's one thing. But don't get on the news and act like you're, this perfect organization if you're allowing for shit like that. It's just, it's hypocritical. It's ridiculous. And then, you know, don't bring Sebastian into this. We don't need to be reminded of that, right? I mean, I'm trying really hard here, you know? Yeah, I would complain big time. I'd be like, I don't want my kids. First of all, earmuffs. Earmuffs, you know. I agree. I agree. And we just have to focus on finding him anywhere, Adam. That's the thing. We just don't know where he could be, you know? We just don't know either. Even Jen was asking, are there certain places where you even want to, where you're thinking he might be? I said, I don't even know. And to be honest with you, when I was watching Voices of Truth last night on the replay, um, hey, Coffee Crime and Cats. Um, yes, Joe. Yeah. Um, I just, it made me think that perhaps what we saw behind the bushes, the person walking behind the bushes could have been Sebastian, and maybe they did. Now, there's a lot of logistics involved, right? There's a lot of things that would have to fall into place in the digital age. Working at a hotel myself, and I've managed hotels and things like that as well. So I'm very familiar with operations, and I'm very familiar with, how tough it can be to get a room key if you lost yours. So, for instance, there would have to be a lot of factors that have, that went their way in order for this to happen, but it's not that it's impossible. I just haven't fully processed and worked it through in my brain yet. But what hindsight was saying last night with BMW Coupe is that, and I think it's valid, and I'm not trying to blame anyone at all. But the fact of the matter is we have Katie's friend Lori who was there, but where was she staying? And why didn't she hang out with them on Sunday? And how did she get there so early? Right? Because she was there before Seth was, allegedly, in my opinion. And if that changes, I'll let you guys know. But if that's the case, where is where was she staying? You know, I've heard different things on it, right? But I mean, nothing is accounted for there with that with her. And so what I started thinking about is what if she was staying at the Fairfield Inn? Because the Fairfield Inn would have been a place, right? But now here's the deal. The Fairfield has cameras, I'm assuming. So that led me to want to go check out the Fairfield, which I never wanted to before. I was always like, let me check out the Texas Roadhouse. Let me see those bushes behind. Could somebody pull up? Let's take a look. I want to show you guys. You know, that's another part that I'm trying to figure out, because sometimes at the end of the day, it's better to just, um speak your piece and then move along, right? And then do something more productive. And I'm trying to weigh that out. And as a matter of fact, the group that I'm going with, that's what we're trying to do. What's going to be the best for Sebastian, right? What's going to be the best way to support Seth? Because now we have to think ahead, because we have people that most certainly, in my opinion, do not want Sebastian at Pigfest. And here they are right here. Ding ding ding, his own family member, ding ding ding, ex-family member, friends of Chris and Katie. That's it. Hey Trooper and Iris's mom, good to have you. Thanks for being here. Right? So I thought that that was very interesting. And of course, I want to go check out Ward. I think it's Lane or Road, right over by Chris and Katie's house, right? I want to go check out kind of around the area and see it for myself. Could Sebastian have walked in the middle of the night barefoot by himself with a keychain flashlight that didn't really work very well and made it out of the area undetected by a camera? I just want to go look at it for myself. Now, the disadvantage and things to consider is that we are, almost 2 years later, right? So I'm a little late to the party. But that doesn't mean that I can't get a better idea of it and I can't show you guys what I'm seeing. So, Trooper and Iris's mom says scroll up and see how many motor coach sponsors. That's also T Power Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you. I wasn't thinking about looking at those either. Um, let's see. I know we did sort of. And like I said, some of these I do remember. Um, excavating. I know Mayor Isbell wasn't there either. But that doesn't mean, well, and one thing I will say also, with the exception of these two, right? I mean, this is just, I mean, it's very obvious, I would be a very naive person to think that was just, a coincidence. We all know. Um, but yeah, it's just very apparent. Um, the big sponsors, thank you. Platinum ones. Enjoy the ride. Oh, this one, Enjoy the Ride Celebrity Coaches. Is that it? RE Compass. Motor Coach. So it would be this one, yeah? Or are they called something different? See, I haven't looked into. I mean, look, I'll tell you this. When I saw Cruella's page and I saw all the other kids that got to go on the vacation to Disney, and Sebastian wasn't in there, and Sebastian wasn't in the pictures, and da da da. I mean, that I saw all I needed to see from them. Guilty knowledge at the very least. And I haven't seen anything to disprove that theory. So, Kiki, back to the drawing board. No, I'm just kidding. Uh, yes, there's more than one. Okay. I mean, I'm thinking, Holly, it made me think. And again, a lot of times there's cameras in the hallways. Even in the older hotels, there'll be cameras, in the stairways, in the hallways, usually one on the pool area. And I'm not saying like they would have taken Sebastian down to the pool or anything. I'm thinking if they took him in there, they brought him right to the room, you know, brought him in somehow undetected. But, that the thing that sucks there is, again, late to the party, that all of those cameras should have been checked all around the area. Thank you, Trooper's mom. Yes. So that's a big problem. It's a great big problem. All access coach. Okay, thank you. All access coach. Here we go. I see it. I was going to say I did see it earlier. Yeah, there's just a major issue with that. And and that's another thing too. I wouldn't want to be the person sitting next to this person. But we got Maple Motors right next there and Green Village Recycling. Right? I wouldn't want my business logo right next to that one, that's for sure. I wouldn't. Right, I know. Exactly, Kiki. And the saddest part is that all of the stuff that we saw in the beginning and all of the stuff that has been done, and it's sad to say it, but the law enforcement isn't going to defend, how do I say it, the outsiders, right? They're going to take up for the people that live in their community, no matter how horrible they are, in my opinion. They're allowed to, say and do whatever they want to do. It's weird. It's just weird. And I'm not going to say it's weird because I know what it's like. And it's almost like I'm putting myself back in a position where I was in Missouri. And it's a really disgusting and gross feeling, and I don't like it. No, sir, I do not like it. But I understand that there are a lot of good people there as well that need support. I know there are a lot of good people that want to do more but can't because they're afraid. I know there are a lot of people that would be more than happy to stand up if they didn't think that they would get the backlash that they know that they will get, you know? Thank you, Trooper and Iris's mom. I appreciate that. Yeah, because I mean, they've just allowed for this for way too long, and the fact that they're allowing for it on this level and this blatantly is something that I think is notable. Yeah, pickleball is very popular, Andrea. Pickleball is super popular. Um, It's like $50 a game though. Like if you want to do the pickleball tournament thing, or excuse me, it's $50 a player rather. I said a game. Um, I don't know. They all get together, Kiki, and it's all for charity. So I'm guessing that they don't. It's I mean, they're giving up to $10,000 in prizes to the winners of the barbecue competition. Um, which is a lot. I've never heard of that before, you know. Pickleballs for drunk people. That's funny, Joe. That is so funny. Yeah, I'm not a pickleball person. I like to play volleyball or something like that. I don't know. I'm just not a pickleball person. I'd rather play basketball or volleyball or pretty much anything else other than now bean bags is different. They call it cornhole in the South, but like um bean bags is usually, you know, what it's called where I'm from, but I like it. Either way, I'm probably not gonna try to get involved, but that's another one that I think of drunk people playing, Joe, is the bean bags, you know? Hey, Gigi, good to see you. Thanks for being here. You know, so I mean, I want to figure out how to make it a positive, you know? Beanbags is fun. Beanbags is really fun. I like frisbee golf too, KJ Mac. Oh my gosh, that would be fun to play frisbee golf with you. Yeah, we used to have some really complicated parks back in Illinois, and I got really good at it for a while. I used to go all the time. Um, but it's been a long time since I've played too. She tried to say she's a true crime creator. Yeah, I know. Well, I don't know. It doesn't even look like a true crime. Like it doesn't look like true crime to me even, you know? It's just it looks like intimidation tactics and racism. I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, like if I just glanced at that and I had no idea who Cluminati was, I'd be like, is this a family friendly, you know, environment? Is this an environment where people are going to be welcomed, or is it only, you know, one skin color allowed? You know, and I'm not trying to get overly political or dramatic. I'm just saying when I look at that, that's what I think. I'm sorry. It's kind of just a like, you know, a universal kind of a thing. I mean, you know, it's even like I mean, yeah, it's offensive, but, you know, I mean, it is what it is. That's what they want to represent their community. And it's sad that, you know, a beautiful face like Sebastian's is forbidden, right? Kinda like, "Oh, don't put any posters up of Summer Wells," right? I mean, people would be outraged. It's the same thing, you know? I mean, he's just as cute as he could be. Don't they remember him from Christmas for Kids, right? But nobody wants to talk about Sebastian. I mean, I just don't get it. That's who they would rather represent their community than Sebastian, you know? Remember Toss Across? Detroit. No, baseball is not NFL. NFL is the National Football League. Baseball is the MLB. And Elisa P says the movers and shakers are there to get a tax write off and build their business more than they can make 1,000 times more money. Right. Well, and that's the thing. I mean, I think that's the most important thing about being at that dinner so everybody can see Sebastian's missing flyer. Um, on the t-shirts, on the hoodies. I think that's the most valuable group of people. Because I don't see how you could look at that and be okay. But then again, I don't see how you could, allow for this either. That's just me. That's just my opinion on my platform. But I'm not okay with any of it. It doesn't sit well at all. None of it does. Not one bit of it. And in my heart, I'm doing the right thing. In my heart of hearts, I know that they're not. And if that changes, then that's wonderful. And then, I will cheer them on as well, but I'm not going to cheer on this. That this is not okay with me. As a matter of fact, it sickens me more. It sickens me more. And it's showing me that God is showing me that I need to be there and I need to wear my shirt and I need for people to see it. Because there's some evil people that don't want this child to have that exposure. And for the life of me, I still don't understand why. Why would you stick up for these two and ruin the integrity within yourself? For these two? You've got to be kidding me. Really, Trooper's mom, I didn't know that. The Oak Ridge Boys, Founders for Christmas for Kids, got a bridge named after them today. It's right in front of a Pig Fest event. Make that make sense. I just don't understand. And then a mother that says that she doesn't want her son to be forgotten. Thanks, Elisa P. I can't with a straight face sit there and watch that. We're doing what's right. Well, so are we. And you're not allowing for us to do that. Because what's the problem with it? That Chris and Katie don't like it? I mean, I would, even the nicest person, if they weren't sticking up for their family member, I would question it. It's complete cronyism. And I would question it. And it would be anybody. It would be anybody. Sorry, I didn't mean to click that twice. You know? So, and I can turn any situation around, guys. I could talk to anybody. I could be kind to everybody. That's not a problem for me. The problem is that we have all of these people that don't, for some reason, know how to be kind to others, yet they say they are. Well, I am kind. Well, show it. Don't just say you're kind. Be kind. But that's too much work, in my opinion. Right? Because if you're a welcoming environment, then you don't have hoods on your channel. Or, excuse me, hoods on your website. Excuse me. Aw, thanks, Trooper's mom. Yeah, and that's another thing that's upsetting to me. That's another thing that's very upsetting to me is that another creator was setting up for a meet and greet and she was getting drugged through the mud on the hate channels. For what? Mind your own business. Did somebody ask you to meet and greet? No. Did somebody ask you to turn on the channel that you're watching? No. So why are you watching to see what we're doing over here? Why? So you can go up and pay somebody off like you did over here? Is that why? Because that's the only time you guys ever decided to sponsor anything like this or go to it, is when you found out that people were wanting to go there and spread awareness about Sebastian. Oh, then now we got to be the big sponsors, and this is our community, and we care about our community. Bullshit. You're trying to stir shit up, in my opinion. Thanks, Kiki. Thank you, Andrea. And it's sad. It's sad. It's sad that I have to say, you know what? I'm not telling you guys where I'm going to be or what I'm doing until I get there, because I'm too worried that someone is going to harm myself or someone else in the group. That's a bunch of thugs and bullies. A bunch of thugs and bullies. That's what that is. Now, what is going to happen? Because I paid good money for a ticket, right? Just like their money is green and spendable, so is ours. So is ours. And so is all you kind people who sent over help in order for me to get there, because I wasn't planning on doing this. But when I see an injustice, I can't just sit here up here and talk about it and run my mouth about it. I do something about it. I find a solution. If I'm in a disagreement with somebody, I ask them, how can we find a solution to this? That's what I do. I don't like to harp on the shit and argue back and forth. I don't have time for it. And I will not be sucked into it. Just like the drama. Just like the drama. But I'm also not scared of people who won't show their faces. People that like to wear hoods. Oh my God, don't show my face. That was the funniest shit on that nerdy whenever we were reviewing that lady, oh God, please don't show my face. No. Why? Why? So people can't see the troll you really are? In my opinion. Right? But you're okay to get up here and talk behind an avatar. Right? That's okay. It's ridiculous. No receipts ever. Just a bunch of crap. No, Miss Ann, I would never let you get arrested. Because guess what? We're going to be civil human beings. Look, like I said, this isn't the first time I've ever gone to an awareness anything. I mean, parades, whatever, what have you, community events, right? The fireworks shows on the 4th of July. You don't act a fool or you get arrested. And I certainly, like I said, I'm certainly not going to act out of character wearing Sebastian's logo on my shirt. There's no way. There's no way in hell. I'm not a high schooler. I'm not going to go there, oh, I'm the toughest bitch here. You want to mess with me? That's stupid. That's not the point. And Joe, you can't come because I know you're Antifa. You know? But no, it's about representing Sebastian in the best way that we can, even though they don't want it. So you don't want us to pass out a flyer. We're not allowed to unless we pay you. Great. I'm gonna wear him on my T-shirt. You're gonna have to see me wearing that around the pig fest, right? Because that's the only thing that we can do. Now, if things change, that's fantastic. I hope they do. I hope that somebody hears this, and I hope they realize how ridiculous they look to the rest of the world. Your community that condones this, your community that condones this, Sebastian being gone 2 years almost, and 2 parents who know where he is, in my opinion. Katie was never taken in for proper interrogation, ever, in my opinion. Evidence was lost. The crime scene was contaminated. The story that has been given, in my opinion, is manufactured. They got a 52% from a computer that searched through keywords and found out how many times they were used and in what context they were used in. Chris and Katie are not telling the truth, and they haven't from the very beginning. But we're the stupid ones because we don't know. No, we're not. We're not. As a matter of fact, they're the stupid ones for thinking that they're going to get away with it, in my opinion. And you might have people in your community that are willing to hide you for whatever reason and stand up for you for whatever reason. But in my opinion, when I see this screams corruption. This is ridiculous. And Sebastian deserves to be seen there. And I can't, like I said, for the life of me, figure out why it's such an issue for these people if they have nothing to do with it and they don't know where Sebastian is either. It's a pure hatred. It's a pure hatred, and it's really sad that we even have to be talking about this. What we should be talking about right now is how many of us are going to be there to support Seth and Sebastian? How many of us are going to be there with our flyers in our hands, willing to speak to other people and go up and meet a stranger and say hello and smile, ask them how their day is, and give them a flyer? But instead, we're up here talking about who's sponsoring the event and why we're not allowed to spread awareness about Sebastian. It just should never happen like that. I shouldn't be afraid to have a group of people meet together and let you guys all know up here. No, you have to be, because there's those psychopaths in the hoods are going to try to come to where they're not invited, come to where they're not welcome. And they didn't pay for anything. No, they didn't pay for a damn thing. They'll just show up there and cause trouble, and then they'll go off, and then somebody from our group will get in trouble. I'm not going to walk right into that shit. I'm not fucking stupid. Try again. Try again. And they're being vindictive against Seth, which is sad. I mean, you would think that we're asking to do something like, oh, can I pass out flyers of, Johnny Cash flipping the bird? Sorry, Johnny Cash, I'm always using you as a reference. But really, we're not asking to do that at a family-friendly event. We're asking to pass out flyers of this beautiful young man behind me, not the pig underneath him. But it's not okay. It's infuriating. It is infuriating. And everybody needs to take a step back and allow for everyone to be involved and get along. And if Clue is in her VIP tent, more power to her, and thank God I know where that wretched bitch is staying, so I can stay away from her. But I'll be damned if I'm going to be intimidated or told anything when I know what I'm doing is right. And I know that I'm doing this because what you all are doing is wrong. Wrong, 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 wrong. Nothing right about it. Nothing right about this. Thank you, Tropical Paradise. Thank you. And I appreciate you guys all being here. You know, and I'm not trying to rile everybody up, and I don't want people to go off and hurt other people. I want us to come together, but there's only so much fucking kumbaya that I can do. It's not fair to Sebastian. It's not right for me to say, oh, it's okay, no big deal. No big deal. It's all right. Oh, I'm going to be scared of Cluminati because she's a big, you know, jerk. No, I'm not scared. As a matter of fact, she's the most insecure person that I've ever seen in my entire life. And that's even little girls in grade school. She is absolutely insecure to the max. And it shows. It's very apparent. Thank you, YouTuber is here. Thanks, Kiki. Thank you, guys. It's ridiculous. You know? And we have to represent Sebastian properly. But I think that when they're not representing themselves properly, it's okay for me to say that they're not. Because they're not. They're already singling out people that they're going to bully while they're there. She's the biggest bully, Brenda. The biggest one. And I don't get it. I really don't. Because I'm sure she didn't have a good time of it most of her life herself. Because people can be extremely cruel. Extremely cruel. But so can she. And like I said, just this representation right here says everything anybody needs to know that's coming from the area and says, oh, let me look at Pigfest. Let me see if I want to help out charities in need and kids, little kids. Oh, how nice. Okay, this looks like a great website. Oh, let me look at the homepage. Oh, yeah. Oh, come one, come all. Oh, this looks great. A silent auction, a stake. Oh, look, the outlaw. Oh, look, a super slam. Oh, the kids would love that. Oh, that's so wonderful. Okay, all right, honey. I think maybe we should do that. Oh, look, there's a barbecue competition. Oh, how fun. Oh, wonderful. Okay, let's see. Oh, here's a bunch of sponsors. Oh, look at all these great people here. Oh, okay, that looks great. All right. Yeah, sounds great. Okay. Cracker Barrel. Yeah. Oh, look at oh, wait a minute. What's this? A racist event? I mean, come on. Any normal person looking at that is going to know that that is something wrong there. But, oh no, we're doing this for the kids. Family friendly. Bull. Bull. You know, Kiki, I have mixed emotions. I really do. I really do. Because we are very much stifled because they're afraid of a beautiful young little boy, Sebastian Rogers, and his face being anywhere near their pig fest. So, you know, it's a really shitty feeling. It really is. And I'm hoping that that turns around. I'm really hoping that that turns around. I'm hoping that I can come to you guys and say, you know what? I was upset. We talked about it. We got it figured out. And, sorry guys, I had to move myself there. Um, you know, it turns out that we are allowed to hand out some flyers while we're there. I'm praying that that's the outcome. And I hope that you guys will pray with me because it's absolutely sick. It really is sick. It doesn't make anybody feel wanted or, I mean, I wouldn't want my children associated with that. And anybody that goes to the Cluminati crew, I mean, that's not something to be proud of, in my opinion. And we all work hard as creators. I'm not going to say that we don't, but that's not something to be proud of. Somebody with a foul ass mouth talking about their sex life 24/7? A missing kids case? Hey, Bo, a missing kids case. I know you would be, Kiki. Thank you. And I know you guys would be. And the fact of the matter is I'm struggling with even telling you guys to come to the Pig Fest because of seeing that. This right here, she can't even make a normal logo for a family-friendly event, right? I don't know. To me, that's like, asking for it, right? So they can sit back and say, well, you shouldn't have came to my town. It's gross. So I'm hoping that something happens and they actually come to their senses and see how ridiculous they're actually being and how they look to everybody else. It's not only suspicious, it's evil. That doesn't look like a happy logo or somebody that's inviting or family friendly community, nothing. I know one community that does represent. And from the looks of it, anybody that, I could probably send that logo around and say, well, what does this look like to you? And I'm sure a lot of people wouldn't really appreciate it. I'd be worried about that on my page if I was them, right? I don't care if you gave me $2 million. There's assets and there's liabilities. And in my opinion, that's not an asset. That's a full ass liability. A full ass liability. And anybody can do their logo however they want. I'm sure it took Carol a very long time to come up with that, even though it's not original and it's not something she came up with. So, and I'll be interested to see how they handle themselves there, Brenda. I really will. I'm really interested. Because I know how I'm going to act. I know what I'm there to do. Let's see how they act. Let's see what they're there to do. It's not cute or anything. It really isn't, Holly S. And it doesn't look like there's any effort. It just looks like she took it from an actual hate, like really bad channel, right? And she kind of did. It's like, it's like basically like, going back to the Jerry Springer days when he used to have those guys on his show. Oh my gosh. And they'd all get into a fight up there. You'd have people that were like anti them and then people that were them. And then they'd all get on a fight on stage. Well, of course, it's hate. But you say this is a family-friendly environment. Okay. Sorry, I've never been to anything that was for kids or benefiting children or anything like that. And I've done a lot. Like I said, I did a lot of donating in Springfield to the Victim Center, a lot because they had the need. They had a major need. That was the capital for domestic violence for a very long time. It was the highest domestic violence rate was Springfield, Missouri. Yeah, that was for everywhere, comparatively, not just for the state. Thank you, Tropical Paradise. I mean, we all need prayers, you know? Hell, I pray for Chris and Katie. I pray for them to come clean every single day because I want this shit to stop. This isn't fun. It's actually sad. It's heartbreaking. And I didn't realize how much it hit me until yesterday when I was watching Smiley and I was watching that video Seth put out. You know, and you have people who actually have the nerve to say, "Well, what about Seth? Did he get a warrant served to his place?" No. And the best part is that idiot Carl Ferguson calls into Nerdy when Susan Constantine is up there. He's extremely rude to her, but the first thing he says is, well, "What do you think about the fact that Chris and Kate, or excuse me, that Chris let me back it up. He says, "What do you think about Seth and Katie and their anniversary of their divorce being on the same day that Sebastian came up missing?" Well, Carl, the funny thing is you're bringing something up that actually really makes Katie look worse than it does Seth, right? In terms of the vindictive factor, in terms of her doing this as one last dig. And then moving right along, he says that Seth wanted the GoFundMe 2 days after Sebastian went missing, which is completely false. And as a matter of fact, Smiley played it on her show when she had Chris and Katie on the panel. Chris himself says that he himself asked law enforcement about a GoFundMe, and law enforcement said that would make you look suspicious. And he said, okay. And he said, and then Seth's sister turns around and starts a GoFundMe, and we said we weren't going to do that. Right? That's the reality. But yet you have this fool calling in when you actually have an expert on the panel discussing Sebastian's case, bringing in the facts, and he just says, "Oh, did you know that Seth asked for the GoFundMe 2 days in?" No, he didn't. That was Chris. And Chris admitted that himself. So I think you need to listen. I think you need to pay attention. I think you need to clean your ears out. And I think you need to stop spreading the bullshit around. But it's never ending with these people. And they're allowed to do it per the community. That's a major issue for me. That's a major issue. That's what I'm thinking. It's got to be, good night, Miss Ann. It's got to be like someone who has skin in the game, right, Holly S? Because if they didn't have any, if this Carl Ferguson guy doesn't have any skin in the game, then why is he and Crimson the first one to call in? Did you guys hear anybody that remotely seemed like they had any type of interest in actually asking about the results call into that show? Because they only took 3 phone calls because the 2 people that called in to begin with took up all of the time and asked multiple questions and had to be told to get off the panel. And yeah, Crimson, that's you. And yeah, Carl Ferguson, that's you. They had to be booted from the panel like Night at the Apollo. Where's the big cane? I mean, it's ridiculous. And they're spreading lies up there. Oh, did you know this? No, because that's a lie. But thanks for spreading a lie and acting like it's the truth, because it's not. There's a lot of that going on. And that's a big disturber of my peace because I've dealt with it before. I've lived in the good old boy system. It's It's not for me. That's not who I am. That's not the kind of life I like to live. And this certainly isn't the kind of life I live. No. I accept everybody. If you're an asshole, I don't care if you're a green Martian, you're an asshole, and I don't want nothing to do with you. I don't just look at the color of your skin and say, well, I don't like you because of the color of your skin. It's called ignorance. That's called you obviously don't get out much, because there could be a jerk in any, you know, frame, shape, or size, whatever. There's jerks all over the place. It has nothing to do with the pigment in your skin. Hey, Kathy Bartholomew. And I don't like to get into these politically driven subjects and things like that. I don't like it. I don't like playing the race card myself, but if the shoe fits, wear it. And if you're going to put that up there, you got to understand what that is actually insinuating and what that actually means to other people when they're looking at it. And in my opinion, that looks to me like, don't come to our town. But yet you're a family organization, you're a family-friendly group, you're this, you're that, you're helping the kids. Don't make me go there. Don't even make me go there. Because I do not want to go there. But I will go there if I have to go there. I will. Because I just don't appreciate it. It's not okay. You're saying one thing and doing another. Thank you, Miss Ann. You're saying one thing and you're doing another. Well, this is a good cause. We're here because we want to help. Okay, then so are we. So why are you giving us so much shit for it? Why are you allowing other people to try to intimidate us not to do the right thing when you say that's all you want to do is the right thing? Because that makes no sense whatsoever. Oh my gosh, Smiley was so good, Holly S. I was sitting there, I was like, okay, guys, I'm going to be right back. I'll be in the bushes listening. And then there I was right back in the chat and not getting anything done because I was just like, I was so glad to actually hear Smiley answer questions about that time because that was her interview. Like, that was priceless. If you guys didn't watch that stream, I know it's a long stream. It's like one of mine. You guys are used to it if you're here. But yeah, I mean, that was amazing. And Smiley was really great about answering questions and about saying, okay, about this, because it's a different type of a thing, right? It's like hindsight's always 2020. If I would have known now, would I know then? Or if I would have known, then would I know now, kind of a thing. You look back on it, you're like, okay, well, that fits in more now because I know this information, you know? Kiki. Well, and it's just so silly because, you miss out on the best people if you just close yourself off to just one type of a person or one belief system or one group. And again, that's cult behavior. Hey, Kylie's nail candy, good to see you and thank you for being here. And you just do. It's so closed. And I don't know if it's because I'm, from Chicago and you got all the different places. And if you go one block over, you're in a totally different culture or what it is. But I enjoy it very much. And I enjoy different people. And I think it takes everyone to make the world go round. I even like zany, silly people. And I am one of them if if I'm being honest. No, but I mean, we all, if you're on YouTube, you have to have, a personality or, you have to be outgoing, and willing to put yourself out there and be vulnerable. But yeah, that what I've been seeing, and the drama doesn't have to be perpetuated. It really doesn't. It's like, you do your thing, we're going to do our thing, but don't try to encroach on our thing and we're not going to encroach on yours. None of us have any desire to run into any of those people. What it's about is the principle. But for some reason, they can't wait to run into one of us or talk about how Crime Time buzzes. And sorry, I didn't mean to say her name. I was trying to avoid that. But another creator is going to have a meet and greet, and you're over there talking crap. What do you care? To me, that's you starting shit. But you're a sponsor? Oh, but it's okay for you to do it because you paid them $1,000. If I would have known it was that easy, I would have went ahead and paid them $1,000. But then again, like Kiki so eloquently pointed out earlier, that it was all closed down and nobody else was allowed to become a sponsor or do the booth. All the booths were taken until Cluminati wanted to put her hood on the website. Then they were welcoming to that. Oh, you got hate? Oh, sure. Come on over here. Put your hate on our channel. Oh, yeah. Put it right on our website. Here you go, honey. Come on over. You put that hate right there. Make sure you slap it right there in the middle where everybody can see it. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Like Holly S said, living in the Twilight Zone. Do, 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 do. It's enough to make you bonkers. IML, good to see you. Why is Seth getting sued by that woman? I guess those others are paying her for her to sue him. Like, what he did. What did he do so stupid? Well, I have heard a lot of bad things about Texana, and that was even from Terry Lynn. I do recall a conversation that I had with her about that very vigil, and she told me that that lady came in wanting to film, right? And they told her, please don't film it until after we do, the prayer and stuff like that. And she decided to do it anyway. And the video that I saw of her was her acting a fool and coming in there and saying, where's the food? Where's my free shirt? Where's this? Where's that? Where's this? Being a jerk. And so now all of a sudden she is suing Seth with Chris Proudfoot and Cruella. And I can't even make it make sense for you guys because I don't know enough about it too in order to make sense of it, Me too, Cinderella. I love diversity. I love different foods. I love different people. I love different ideas. It's cultish. It is, right? It's like the very, like if if you're not like us, then you're not invited. And to be honest with you, I just don't have that type of a hate in my heart. I just don't. I would sit next to Eric Craddock and have a meal next to him with my Sebastian t-shirt on, and it wouldn't bother me one bit. I'd be polite to him. I don't hate him either. I don't hate anybody. The problem is their hatred is overflowing and it's causing a lot of issues, but they want to blame it on us. And I'm going to say, no, I don't think so. I think everybody needs to get along and do something good. If we're all saying we're doing something good, then we need to stick to that and do something good. We need to rise above it. We need to say, okay, Cluminati's going to be in the VIP tent. I won't be in there. Right? And let her be in the VIP tent. That's her deal. This is her community. This is the people that wants to be around her. Let them have her in the VIP tent. Let's see how long they can stand being in the same tent as her. I'm willing to take bets on that. Right? Anybody up for a parlay? See how long Cletus lasts? I mean, come on, guys. And I'll be damned if somebody's going to make me feel bad for doing something good. And say they're doing good when they're really doing bad. She sends all kinds. She's weird, Kylie. And the thing is what she does is, I went well, what it was is I clicked on a picture of Sebastian that she had on her page So I clicked on it because I was going to share it. And then I realized who it was. And I was like, oh, that's that crazy lady Terry Lynn was telling me about. And so I went and looked at her post, and she's like, I'm going to sue anybody that talks about Sebastian when he turns 18. He's coming back and all this crazy crap. And I'm like, well, God, I hope so. I wish they would just give him back now. Why are they going to wait for he's 18 for? Give him back now. Where is Sebastian? For crying out loud already. But this crazy person, in my opinion, and she is cray cray. She's over there saying this shit, and then she's over there tagging Granny's watching in something. And it was the weirdest thing because the post 2 weeks before that said that she was accosted at an airport by, I think it was Nick the Hat. Forgive me, I don't know. Said he like accosted her at the Philadelphia airport or something to that effect. And then 2 weeks later, she's tagging Granny's watching and said that it happened to her again. It was the weirdest thing I've ever seen. And I don't know why she's tagging Granny's watching. She's in Texas and Granny watching is like up wherever she is, Jersey or something, isn't she? I don't know. Fuck if I know, fuck if I care. The point is all these bitches are intertwined with each other. It's weird. They're all causing trouble, right? They're all hating. That's the channel that was talking about the other channel that was having a meet and greet. She's letting all of her, people in her chat know about it so they can go harass people, in my opinion. What's wrong with you? Do you not have a life or something better to do? Right? Because I don't see her volunteering to put up flyers for Sebastian. No, but she's okay to talk crap about somebody who's going to. Interesting. Interesting. I don't know, Kiki. That's the craziest thing. She's not his family or anything. Right? Like, I get maybe the family saying, well, I'll see you if you talk about it. I get that. I actually do understand that. But her? But see that but then there's layers to it, right? We find out that Chris is behind it, just like he's behind all of it. He's behind all of it. He's lucky that I didn't call his sheriff's department and make a report on him when White Boy was reporting back to him. Instead, I handled it in my own state. He's very lucky that I didn't go the extra mile. But I will guarantee you I will be the biggest friggin' Karen, and if I have to call the police, I will do it. So if any of them think for 1 minute that they're going to try to get in my face or be rude to me or do anything out of sorts, you best believe I will be calling. Because again, it's not about them. It's not about attention. For them, it's about attention. For me, it's about bringing awareness and attention to Sebastian. He's the one that deserves the awareness and the attention. And that's it. And I'm sorry that they can't handle it. I'm sorry that they have to come up with $1,000 to stop it, right? Well, smooch on that big patoot. I hope you get a dude wipe to wipe that shit down before you kiss that ass. Because I'm certainly not going to give any more money than I'm already giving. And I don't expect you guys to give any more money than you're already giving. Because I'm grateful to have you guys. It's just sickening that they're trying everything they can do to stop it. And yes, I did ask my subscribers to help me get there. And I shouldn't even have to do that. Because it's your community. Not represented very well at all, in my opinion, with this mess. But be proud of it. Hey, that's your community. Be proud. I don't see how. As a matter of fact, it's shameful. I'm sorry, you guys. I tried to be calm. I tried to be calm. I'm trying my best. But the more I see, the more I hear, all of it is just, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. And I get that everybody's passionate about their own side of the aisle, but stay on your own side of the aisle and let people that want to spread awareness about a Sebastian spread awareness about him. Because you guys being all big and flashy with your pink hoods and all, that in and of itself speaks to everyone. I don't have to say anything really. All I had to do is show that picture and I could probably just sit here and let everybody else, the court of public opinion, speak. Right? But I too am the court of public opinion. So I said my piece on it, and that's all I'm going to say. I just hope that people start rethinking what they're doing. And if you are, in fact, doing the right thing, then start acting like you're doing the right thing. Don't just act like you're, don't just say that you're doing it, act like you're doing it. Don't just say you're for kids, be for kids. Don't just say be kind, tell everybody else to be kind, and then you act like a shit bum. That's not how it works. If you're setting an example, which I intend on setting an example. I intend on setting the bar a little bit higher. I intend on smiling at people that I typically wouldn't smile at. It's just about being a grown-up. It's about being a decent human being. I don't go as a guest in somebody else's house and wear my dirty shoes all over their house and scuff up their floors. No, I take my shoes off and I'm polite. So I intend on doing that when I come to Tennessee. I understand fully that I'm an outsider. I understand fully that I probably don't belong there. Thank you very much, Illuminati crew. I get it. I've seen the comments about spick and span. I get it. You don't like me because my dad's Mexican, right? But maybe you guys really need to take a long, hard look in the mirror at yourselves before you point the finger at people who want to spread awareness for Sebastian, because it's not going to work with me. Gaslighting, I am impervious to gaslighting. And the minute that I spot it or I feel it, I'm done. I'm done. I no longer have the same respect. Oh yeah, Coffee, Crime, and Cats. That was a while ago. That was a while ago, Bo. Illuminati is a known racist all over YouTube. Everybody knows it. And that's her logo, yo. I mean, I'm not making it up. I'm not trying to say, "Oh, look, look at this cute little pink hood that she made and turned it into something it's not." No. I've seen the text messages. I've seen the screenshots from the live stream. I get it. And that's okay. Hey, Gina. Not everybody's going to like everybody or get along with everybody. It's not what it's about. It's about saying that you are this cute little, sweet little community and everything's so great, and we're the ones ruining your sweet little, wholesome community. That's a bunch of bullshit. It's just not right. You just show respect to people who give you the respect. You show respect to people who are kind. When somebody feels left out, make them feel comfortable. Kiki and I were talking the one day about our kids and how, I was telling her how Olivia made a little friend at school. and how cute it was and how she made her feel accepted, and she told me a story about her son and the same thing. It goes a long way, you guys. It goes a long way. That's something to be proud of, not this. Befriending somebody that doesn't have a friend to sit with at the lunch table and saying, "Hey, come on over and sit with me." That's something to be proud of. A community that will come together in order to spread awareness about a child who is missing, about a child who once was in your community, and you want us all to just think that he just was there for Christmas for kids, but he just went poof, right? And that's your family, Danny Guy. But you're there to sponsor an event where your family who's missing isn't welcome? No, there's something really, really wrong with that. There's something really, really wrong when a father has to stand outside the police station because he's begging for answers, and then the stepfather goes on, oh yeah, your lovely Pigfest sponsor Cluminati's channel, and turns around and makes fun of Sebastian's father for advocating for being a voice for his son. It is completely insane. And anybody that thinks it's okay, there's something wrong with you, not me. It's not okay. You know? Thank you, Kiki. And I'm not even hurt by it, because I mean, you deal with it through life and stuff, and people are always going to take the lowest blow, right? But I mean, I just don't see how anybody could feel comfortable with this. To me, it'd have been a whole different ball game if it was, one of their stupid little teddy bears that they put in their avatar or whatever they have. That would have been great. That would have been a family-friendly logo. But for them to approve this, and they talk about, oh, everything needs to be approved. Oh, everything must be approved, but this is okay and approved. Come on. You know? I think that's what she hates most about me, Kiki. I do. Yeah, because I'm not afraid of her. Everybody else is afraid of her, kisses her ass. I'll be the no, and I'm not talking about you guys. I'm just talking about the people that come up on her panel and stuff. You know, I mean, she totally said it too. I mean, it's all over, and people have been talking about it, for a long time. But with that, no way, no, no, they don't spread any awareness. That's the saddest part, Bo, is they don't. They could. They have more subscribers, more people in the chat, more everything. They could do a lot better, but they don't. They choose not to. But if you say anything, you know, you're the one in the wrong. Oh, I can't believe you're saying anything about it. Well, I mean, what do you expect me to say? You know? Thank you, Detroit. Yeah, and I mean Detroit says we are insiders. They are the outcasts. They're trying so hard to be relevant. Stop trying to be important and make a difference in the world. You could do so much good with your platform. I agree, Detroit. Very well said. Thank you. And I know I'm getting tired. So thank you. I didn't even need to say anything. Here comes Detroit for the win. Because yeah, I mean that's what it's all about, right? That's what it's about. It's about how much attention can I get? I was also thinking about that earlier today. Why are these people so hell bent on saying these things like, oh, well, did Seth have a search warrant sent to, served on his house? No, because Sebastian wasn't at his house. Why would he? So I'm like, they must just want to get that approval. They don't get that approval anywhere else. The only way they get approval and applause and praise is when they come onto the internet and then they go in a hate channel and then they start spewing hate and they get rewarded for the hate. And that's exactly what Cluminati is doing right here. She's being rewarded for being hateful. And then they're turning around and saying, well, everybody that's coming to pass out flyers, those are the hateful ones. I can't believe those ones, you know? Yeah, and I mean, they kiss her patoot bad, Kiki. Just really, really bad. Oh, we can't upset Clue. Why not? But you're okay with upsetting a kid? You're okay with everything else, but oh gosh, don't do that. The head of the fundraising lady probably didn't even know who she was. She just took her money. I guess any one of us could do that too. You know, I'd rather put money towards flyers and hand them out. I'd rather, shit. If I was gonna spend $1,000, let me tell you what I would do. I would stand out by the pig fest before people come in there, and I'd say, "Here's a free hoodie. Can you please wear it?" And it would be the one from Seth's website. If I had $1,000 extra to spare, that's what I would do with my money. It might be cheaper if I bought the t-shirts, but it's gonna be chilly, so if I give them a hoodie and they get cold and they have no other choice but to put the hoodie on, is is my way of thinking there, just kinda thinking ahead. But yeah, I mean, how do you expect anybody to work with you when you're being hateful towards everybody else? Well, that's gonna charge people up. If people started having compassion for each other and the way that other people think or feel, then it might be a little bit easier to figure this one out, because I don't really think it's that hard. I don't think it's that hard at all. I think people have made it into something bigger than it is. And it's sad. Like I said, it's even sad that the community has to be forced for other people to come into the community to raise awareness for their own community. It's like Sebastian wasn't their community member. Katie and Chris are. Right? And that's not fair for a young person of the community, in my opinion. Oh, that would be priceless. Detroit. Hey, Don Emery, thanks for being here. If parents cared, in my opinion, they would want awareness point blank. I mean, it's not even that hard, you know? It's not even that hard, you know? And I'm glad you did that, Gina. People need to know who's representing their family-friendly event, in my opinion. I think that's a very good that's something that there needs to be awareness on that, because whoever approved that design should have said, no, you gotta come up with something different than that. This is a family friendly event. We're not trying to detour anybody from coming here, spending their money at the event. And that's another thing. They want $50 for a pickleball tournament, and they want a $50 bill if you want to throw bean bags, and it's all raised for the charities involved, right? And like I said before, I'm not saying that I don't stand uh, for and with the charities that are benefiting from the best that I can see. The charities that are benefiting are good charities, right? They're helping kids. They get the backpacks for the kids, or making sure they have Christmas. Things like that are always things that I would rather give to locally than give my money to someone that I don't know where the money's going to, right? That you don't see. You really do need to start in your own communities. It's important, right? But here in the true crime community, Sebastian is a part of our community. He's a community member that we respect and we love, and we want to find him. We don't know where he is. His father doesn't know where he is, in my opinion. You know? Thanks, lovable Mama Bear. So, good night, Kiki. I'm right behind you. But I mean, something's got to give here. Something's got to give, and this hatred cannot be condoned, and then excuse me, twisted up and spun into, oh well, this is our community. Well, wonderful, but what are you doing to find Sebastian? Right? Because Chris, it's just all a taunt for him. You know? Oh, well, I'm gonna wear this Pigfest shirt and see how many people I can piss off. Well, perfect. I'm glad that you got our attention, as you wished. Oh, they definitely are, Brenda. Oh, it speaks loud and clear. That's the only reason I bring it up. That's because I don't like to. I don't like to give any type of steam to anything negative, but in the same way, it's very frustrating that they're saying, "Oh, well, we're just good doers. We're the doers of good deeds." You are? Hmm. Because from my vantage point, I like to do good deeds. I'm there for kids. I like to give money towards charitable events. I like to donate my time to do those kinds of things, and I have in the past. So, what's different between me and you, or you and I? What's different? Just the fact that you don't want me there because these are your friends and their son's missing, but you don't want nobody talking about it because heaven forbid. Thank you, Brenda. Thank you. I appreciate you. Yeah, no, and you guys will be there. As long as I'm there, I'm going to be filming stuff. It doesn't matter, and like I said, there's a big part of it that I want to film and figure out certain routes and things like that around the area. So that's a big part of what I wanted to do as well. But they're being so territorial over this pig fest. Like it's like the end all be all. Well, this is a thing for kids. Well, what about Sebastian? He's a kid. Last time I checked, he was a part of it when Chris and Katie wanted him to be a part of it, but he's not anymore, right? Doesn't matter about him anymore, right? Unbelievable, you know. So I don't know, guys. We'll have to see how it goes, but well, and my thing too, Gina H, is like if they check into it and they see that, because I know a lot of people don't watch the internet, but if they look on her logo and they go to @Cluminati Crew, they're gonna see what Hendersonville is, and why would you want to be represented by that? I mean, um, I'll just show you guys really quick too on my side tab here. All right. Well, to @Cluminati Crew. It will pull up a fake picture of Cluminati that's not really her. Right? And then you'll see all this. See indeed who the devil in red dress. Fuck around and find out. Hashtag Sebastian Rogers. The first thing you see is a devil. That's what you want for your family friendly event? Hendersonville. Okay. That's your family friendly event? That's who you want representing your town? But heaven forbid Lady Freedom shows up? With the flyers? Oh God. Not the flyers. Ah! Are you fucking kidding me? This is just maybe I should look at this in my lonesome. Because I might yeah. Yeah, this is some shit. All the things 4 months ago. Hidden gems. Oh, look. Now we got some Elevated Truth podcast. Oh, look, White Boy Radio. Gotta have a cock off. That's real family friendly. That's real cute, right? That's what you want representing your town. Awesome. Great. Go Pig Fest. What's this? What's this? I don't even want to click on it. I don't even want to click on it. I'm just showing you what they're going to see when they go to her page. Right? Oh, making fun of Seth. Oh, perfect. Oh, and then here's her husband. Then you go to her husband's page. He's not going to show himself. He barely ever does. Right? He just makes little avatars of himself. There's one where you can see them both. Right? So there you go. That's what you're going to see if you go to Cluminati Crew at YouTube. Right? And you click on her picture. Let's see what kind of lovely posts she's been posting lately. I cringed even at the thought of even looking. Imagine throwing shade at a man who has 5 wives and you can't get either two baby daddies to put a ring on it. You go, girl. Who cares? I don't even know who she's talking about, and please don't say it in the chat. So, I mean, it's just gross. It's, and that's what they want. That's okay. I'm not here to stop them. I'm just saying I think it's kind of funny that you're worried about people coming and spreading awareness in your town, but you got this person representing your town. Right? And that's not even getting into all of her nasty I mean, there's been coffins on her site and all kinds of stuff. Wake and shake, right? It's crazy. Clock blocking. I mean, it's just gross. But whatever. Oh yeah, Katie Proudfoot, happy birthday. You know, just foul. Just foul. Foulness every which way you look. And then if you go back a little bit further, you will see Cluminati having Chris Proudfoot on her channel making fun of Sebastian with his stepdad, not answering questions about what happened to Sebastian, but Chris Proudfoot calling in acting like he's a character from a movie. Right? Not a worry in the world about what happened to Sebastian. I mean, it's just, it's beyond crazy. Thank you so much for doing that, Gina. When does the hate stop? Because it doesn't stop if it's being allowed for by the powers that be. Everybody should be allowed to go and do their own thing and enjoy themselves and not bother anybody else, and don't harass anybody. Don't be rude to somebody. Hey, smile. It takes more muscles in your face to frown than it does to smile. Smile, you might brighten somebody's day. But instead, these people live to make other people miserable and hurt other people because they want to bring them down. And the fact of the matter is I don't want to be brought down by the bucket of crabs. I don't want to be pulled down by these people. I don't want to be pulled to their level. And I will not stoop to their level. I will not. So, well, you guys, I am going to go ahead and hop off of here because I think I've covered everything from Pigfest, I think, up until this point. Like I said, I want to keep everybody safe. I think it's important for us to stay, hey, Tisme, to stay in the right. No matter what we do, you know, we need to stay in the right. We need to represent Sebastian well, you know, and we need to be supportive of finding him about spreading the awareness. That's the biggest thing for me. I can see that it's not that for everybody, and in my opinion, that's sad. Because, like I said, some of these channels are larger and they have more opportunities to reach more people, but that's not the point, you know. And I honestly, I have to say, I really hope that people don't give them the clicks and views, but I know it's hard because I go over there and watch just to make sure what's going on, especially when somebody sends me over, oh, they're going after this person, they're going after this person. Like, really, why? You know? Why? There's no reason for it. It's just so that they could feel good about themselves, get some praise that they normally don't get. And that in and of itself is sad. You know, and I would urge people that are doing that, that you know who you are. If you're offended by that, then that's probably you. Um, just to be quite honest. And yeah, if that's what you're doing and that's the kind of praise and acceptance that you're looking for, think of how much you could do if you were to just go into chats and be nice to people and show them respect and be kind, right? Think of how much good you can actually do in the world. I know that you won't get a whole bunch of praise for it. I know you get praised more for the negative deeds that you're doing and the more time that you blame Seth or say something hateful or, oh, how come Seth doesn't have a warrant issued for his house? Well, why don't you just sit in the corner with your juice box and think about it for 5 minutes and then come back? Why don't you answer your own question? Because that's it. To me, it's rhetorical and it's easy to answer. It's because they don't think Seth did anything. Otherwise, he would have a warrant issued on his house for search. You know? So I'm just going to leave it at that and say do something positive instead of something negative. Say something nice and kind to somebody in a chat rather than fighting back and forth with them. Maybe try and, ease some of the tension with a joke, right? Maybe try looking at it from somebody else's perspective for a change. It's not going to kill you. You might learn something, you know? So, I love you guys. I think you guys are amazing. Hey, Brenda Sue, thanks for being here. I think you guys are great, and I appreciate you guys being here with this for this rant. I tried not to make it a rant, but the more I look at this stuff, it's just very disheartening. It's very disheartening, and I just want to promise you guys that I'm going to represent Sebastian myself. The way that I know is a way that is setting an example, the example that Sebastian deserves to have set. You know? Thank you, NeuroV. And I will be, guys. I will be. You know, I will. Coffee Crime and Cats. I don't want to say I don't want to say it cuz like I said, we are absolutely, in my opinion, dealing with some people that don't have good intentions. And so I just want to keep everybody, especially like if I was, I mean, cuz I was thinking about doing something where we could meet up and stuff like that too, and I just don't know if we're going to be able to do something like that, unfortunately. Um in terms of planning for it, because the fact of the matter is, guys, is that we do not have law enforcement on our side. I hate to say that, but we don't. I'm not I'm not gonna be naive and think that they are going to be there to assist. No, I'm going to be very vigilant on my own behalf, right? So that's why I just think it's just smart, and especially please don't talk about your plans on the internet, because like I said, they're already starting. And Brenda Sue, I'm sorry if that was you they were talking about, you know. But while I'm there, just stay tuned, guys. Put your notifications on. Um, yeah, we got to keep it hush because they have ill intentions. There's something wrong with those people. There's just, that is my conclusion. I'm hoping that I'm wrong. I'm hoping that something changes. We'll say our prayers overnight, but there's just something wrong with them. I don't want nobody in a vulnerable position, at all. Because I do have a conscience, and I do feel guilt. And I would feel very guilty if somebody was at the pig fest and they were targeted by these complete and total douchebags, in my opinion, you know? And I just don't want that to happen. I want it to be something positive, and we'll see what kind of people they are. They'll show themselves. They've already done a really good job of showing themselves, allowing for some shit like this on their website, and them represented by this. Thank you, blessed. Hashtag Huckleberry. Thank you, guys. Thanks, guys. No, you guys are the best. You guys are. Because I wouldn't have a channel without you guys. I wouldn't have people in here listening about Sebastian, kicking around ideas, you know. We just wouldn't. And it is hard to me. It is, and I wish it wasn't. I wish it was. I wish it was just like, hey, we're going there, because up until this point, that's how I was. My mindset was positive. I'm like, we're just gonna go there, spread awareness. We'll do the ribbons, and I'm finding out slowly but surely that there's a lot of forces that are being allowed to, and that's the people that are running the pig fest, and we'll see what they do. We'll see what they do. If they change their mind, if they continue on, that speaks for itself. That right there, you know. Because if they're that worried about, and that's where I will direct my attention this time, to second generation construction, right? So, because they weren't a part of Pigfest until people decided that they wanted to come out and pass out flyers, and now all of a sudden, oh, here's my $1,000 contribution. Wow, I didn't know your soul was that cheap. And that's what I'm going to leave you guys with. And I hope that somebody watches this, has a change of heart, their conscience kicks in. Maybe somebody that passed away, their granny or their mom or somebody close to them, their dad, whispers in their ear and says, do the right thing. Don't just say you're going to do the right thing. Do the right thing. All right, guys. I love you. Thank you all. You guys are awesome. Oh, I'm sorry, Brenda. All right, guys. I will see you tomorrow. I will definitely be on tomorrow, because no matter what, I'm going to do the ribbons tomorrow. And I know it's just today was a lot of, getting things planned out and stuff because I am a planner. I have anxiety. If I don't plan stuff out, I it's one of my quirks, right? We all have quirks. So I know. No, I'm glad, Detroit. I like I said, and I'm so glad that you guys will be there in chat and we can live stream and that sort of thing. That was another thing I was looking for, my battery charger, because I cannot find it anywhere. And I know I have a battery charger, and it's like, what did I do with it? Because I know I had it when I moved and I didn't put it in my storage. So I know it's here somewhere and I've been looking for it everywhere. Um, and again, just kind of getting everything together, you know. So, all right, you guys, thank you so much for being here and listening. And thank you for caring so much. Let's all say prayers together. Let's all pray for unity, for clarity, for people to just, again, do the right thing. Thank you.